You can get hit when you fuck with that pit. Lions up in this bitch. It's about to get lit. Lions up in this bitch. Let the light in for our people's education. Never mind the vegetation. Fuck if they waiting for me, they waiting to see the whole thing. Buckets they waiting on me and fill it up with gold chain. Suckers they hating on me and fill them up with bang bang. Niggas be wanting that drama with that pit into them shells brain. Beat up the instrumental, rocking my denims with the fringes up in them. Niggas don't be on shit, so I end them. To them back to the beginning. While grinning, you can get hit. I can get with your pick. But if I spit, empty the clip, it is no kick. This is the click, I swear we too sick. Bury them soon as they kick. Wet up the bridge, Christmas the list. Mistletoe over your chick, convince her to kids, make a new list. Clouds under my kicks, and yes, that loud shit when I spit, bust the ground round where I piss. Keep that round brown in my grips, that round brown in my grips. Niggas ain't fucking with me, I snuck in the ratchet with me. Make her jump back from a G, they calling it magic, you see. I done hit that from the back of the mind, attacking the back of her spine. You out of time, like Jericho slime. Checking her back to the prime whenever I back in the rhyme, I'm dancing the rhyme. You out of time, make a liquor to the hiney ho. Check out the flow, up and I go. No recollecting, no disrespecting my bros. No second guessing my dick checking them hoes. Dictating them old souls like old chose and not chose. She screaming out she won't mold. Why you doing that? Hit the booty from the back, call it a nightcap. All up in Virginia, tell a bitch deep breath when I'm in ya. Big bad jalapeno. This bitch back, have you seen her? Mean specimen like fuck. You are the one that I'm feeling, I'm killing them all in your name. Professional, no less than that flame. Hit you both flexing your veins, and you sit back and explain. Once again, you can get hit when you fuck with that pit. Lions up in this bitch. Shit about to get lit. Lions up in this bitch. Let the light in for our people's education. Never mind the vegetation. Fuck if they waiting for me, they waiting to see the whole thing. Fuckers they waiting on me and fill it up with gold chain. Suckers they hating on me and fill them up with bang bang. Niggas be wanting that drama with that pit into them shells brain. Niggas be wanting that drama with that pit into them shells brain.
Live from the Lions Den, we up in this thing, you heard me? This your boy, King Naga NWO, Naga World Order representing, you know what I'm saying? Back in that Lions Den. We got a good show for y'all tonight, you know what I'm saying? We got some of these throwback Lions Den legends in here that y'all probably ain't seen on the Den in a while. But guess what? It's still Lions Den. Don't always be that. I got your boy, the one, Neo Love in here, hailing from the 225, representing Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? We both in that 225, but I'm from that 504. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the queen of the Lions Den, Karima, still holding it down, been holding it down for over a decade in this thing. And your boy, the most feared debater on the planet, Mandinka Miley, 7 stacks, 7,000 always on 7,000. What's good, fam?
Yeah, the Lions in this bitch. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, man, so many legends that came up out of the Lions Den. Hey, this is the return of the champions in 2026. We got the Minister of Music in the building. We got the Hall of Fame champion, Ruben Jedediah, King Naga in the building. We got the Queen, Sister Kareem. And last but not least, I got to give a shout out to my queen, my eternal, Jenny Hayes. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang Clan Debate League in the building, Lions in the building, get out your feelings. We got a great show tonight. It's an open panel discussion. So anybody can come up here and get the Lions Den smoke. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to let Sister Karima say what she got to say, and then we're going to let it play. Go ahead, Sister Karima. You got the flow.
Y'all already know what it is. Please like the video if you like the information that's being presented. If you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do so and share the information. Thanks for tuning in.
All right, man. Shout out to Black Jesus Minister Ultimate Debate League, Source Debate League. You know what I'm saying? We both trying it again. Show them how it began. Cause Lions Den, we always win. You hear me? We the originators, y'all just the imitators. And you're sitting in line because you're a beginner. You hear me? Go ahead, Neil Lovers. Let's go ahead and chop it up, man. We got some interesting topics that we had in the back chat. So this is an open panel, man. The floor is up to you. You take the floor.
All right, what up? Peace to the panel. Peace to the panel. Glad to be back on the Lions Den. Shout out to Ruben. Shout out to Karima, the moderator in the building. Den. Shout out to JJ7000. You know what I'm saying? And his queen. I see she in the comments. Yeah. So and last but not least, I want to give credit to the Most High for giving me the wisdom and knowledge, and everything that I'm about to bring you is what He brought me. So, and finally, I'm Neo Love, Neo One Love, on all major streaming platforms. I'm the minister of music in the den. That's what we doing. But with music, he had to show me a lot of stuff, because with music was an intricate part of art. And art, you got to tread a thin line, because you can get tricked into all kind of deception out here. This world is full of deception, corruption, and everything else. And that's what we about to shed light, specifically the medical industry. Some people ain't going to agree to it, but take your notes. Can't nobody prove me wrong. Nobody. You want me to get straight in it, or we going to do introductions and what? We going to go. I'm ready to go. Let me share my screen. Share screen. I'll share the entire screen. Here we go. Just pull this one up. All right, so we're going to start off with this term pharmaceuticals. We're going to the etymology of it, etymology, however you want to call it. All right, simple search, simple Google search, simple Bing search, whatever you want to use. The etymology of pharmaceutical, and you can look it up in whatever platform you want to look at it. This one is coming from Etymology Online. That's the source of it. And it says the word pharmaceutical originates from Greek pharmakoutikos, meaning of or by means of drugs. That's what we're talking about. All right, via Latin pharmaceuticus, and entered into the English in the mid-1600s. The term pharmaceutical is derived from the ancient Greek word, and it's written like that, but pharmakoutikos, which means of or by means of drugs, or pharmacy itself, coming from pharmakias, meaning preparer of drugs, poisoner, or sorcerer. The root pharmakon in Greek originally referred to a drug, poison, filter, charm, or spell, reflecting the dual nature of substances as both healing and potentially harmful. From the Greek word passed into late Latin as pharmaceuticus, meaning of drugs, and was later adapted into English in the mid-1600s. The earliest recorded use around 1636 in the writings of John Sadler. The suffix "al" was added into the English to form the adjective pharmaceutical, denoting something pertaining to pharmacy or the art of preparing drugs. Yeah, when you go to the pharmacist, you're getting drugs. It's a pharmaceutical prescription medication is drugs. When they talk about your other substances, your flowers that you like to, your drink you like to drink, but then they taking opioids, which is heroin. They taking pain medication. Some of them is opioids, some of them is like cocaine derivatives and stuff like that. You're taking drugs when you go to the pharmacy. So you think you're better than the junkie? No. When you're addicted on pharmaceutical medications, you're a worse junkie because you're going straight to the sorcerer. You see it right there. All right, so we're gonna go to the next screen. Y'all can't see the screen. I'm just making sure because I don't want people to think I'm making it up.
Yeah, we can see it.
We see it.
All right, thank y'all.
What up,
All
Jay
right.
Snake? Jay Snake,
Yeah.
mind and security.
What up? I'm doing some good sorcery drugs right now and everything.
Yeah. All right. That's the good one. We got the bad ones. We talking about the bad ones. So I'm gonna go to the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 20. And the context is not necessarily what I'm after. I'm after this particular word right here, witchcraft. Idolatry, witchcraft, hatred. So when we go to the Greek for witchcraft, right here, Strong's 5331, and the root word is pharmakia. The word that was translated into witchcraft in the New Testament is the Greek word pharmakia, which is the root word of pharmaceuticals. So when you are going to get your prescriptions filled, your little scripts, you getting your good stuff to make you your anxiety medication, your depression medication, high blood pressure, whatever you got to get a pharmaceutical prescription for, the Bible calls it witchcraft. And I'm about to break it down.
The
And
blue letter,
goes,
for real.
it goes beyond. Hey, Neo, it goes beyond that. I don't even think they get what you're really saying. Things like sugar, things like caffeine, things like
Yeah.
nicotine, all that shit. Same thing. They're all narcotics, which is all pharmaceuticals, which is all what you're talking about.
Which is
Teach,
all
Jay Snake.
witchcraft. But yeah, this what we think is cool is not cool. Like stuff we grew up around, we grew up with Tylenol, Advil. That's witchcraft. That's what the Bible is calling witchcraft. So if you believe the book, that's the only question. You can believe man or you can believe God. And
Forms
that's
of
up to you.
alchemy. Forms of alchemy.
Absolutely. And that's where we going next. So we go into the book of Enoch. All right, so I asked Chat GPT. Some of y'all don't like
Not ready
Chat
for that type of
GPT.
high level information, Neil. Take your time with them.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it slow for them because they might want to push back. Take your screenshots and everything you need. It's about to get good. All right, in the book of Enoch, I asked, who taught making medicine? And in Enoch 1, the Watcher most specifically associated with what we call herbal medicine pharmacology is, and I'm not going to say the name, but you see it on the screen right there. I don't repeat the name of demons. So in First Enoch 8:3, this demon is said to have taught enchantments and root cutting. Earlier, 1 Enoch 7:1 says fallen watchers collectively taught humans charms, enchantments, and the cutting of roots and knowledge of plants. These plants are the same plants we get pharmaceuticals from. All pharmaceuticals come from either a plant or animal-based.
So can I ask you a question, Neil? So
yes,
do you
sir.
think, okay, according to your doctrine, right, and Enoch and all that, and you know, these watchers came down and corrupted human and mankind by showing them different things to do with these plants. Would you say that God's intention when he put these plants here, it wasn't for that, or did he put these plants for our herbal, herbal cures?
I'm gonna say this: what the fallen angels did, they didn't create anything. The fallen angels didn't create anything. Satan didn't create anything. All he did was attempted to corrupt and pervert what God had already created, what Yahweh had already created. So
And I don't mean to interject, but you know,
No, this is
I'm
an open
piggybacking
panel
with you today.
discussion, but Neo is the lead.
yeah, no, he good, he
Jason.
good.
Yeah, I'm just letting Jason, everybody come up. Neo, this Neo
but
show.
but
If you get out of pocket, he
Neo
don't want you up here. You gotta go.
for sure,
If
for
you get
sure.
out of pocket, cause we keeping it civil.
But Neo's right. God didn't create it. The angels didn't create it. They made accessible knowledge to humans that wasn't supposed to be accessible to humans.
Right.
Right.
It wasn't necessarily evil or wicked or bad, but you can't give a gun to a 3-year-old and expect it to know how to use it responsibly. So mankind was a 3-year-old, and these fallen angels was coming down here teaching them stuff they didn't have the responsibility to know. Teaching them stuff, arts, and everything else that the Most High had created, but was teaching it in a perverse way, in a way that was irresponsible, in a way that was not the intention of the Creator. So it goes into that. But the main thing is that the root word to pharmaceuticals was translated into witchcraft in the Bible. So I mean, that says a lot right there. So that would make the people that used to be in black cloaks doing sorcery and witchcraft, now they're in white coats. They was in black cloaks, like the mentionable Foot Phillips. They was in black cloaks. Now they're in white lab coats. They're in white lab coats. They're in white lab coats right now.
Team Heretic, shots fired. Go ahead, Neo.
And that's why Neo Love's not a debater, he's a terminator.
We not debaters, we terminators. Leaving their
it was a lot of debate going on when I was giving this information on the Facebook Messenger groups. And when we decided to go live and share the link, none of them wanted to come up here.
That's okay. You got.
They don't want to debate with the Terminator.
Right. We not debating.
Nah, but it's hard to go against you on this topic. It's hard to even go against you on this topic because there is connections. They're all parallels,
right.
And you got to be willfully ignorant to deny them.
Yep, and that's exactly what they was being. Particularly, JJ told me to call y'all names out, so I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna be messy today.
Right.
E-Mac and goddamn Amira. Why y'all ain't hit that link? I know y'all probably, especially Amira, you probably watching this link. Bring your ass on the platform and get this work.
Oh no, dog.
I'm finna go get him, family.
Come on here and get this work. They had all sorts of stuff to say when it was a situation with no decorum, but because we online and streaming it live, and you gotta have decorum, they don't want to come up here nowadays.
So I need to know what were they saying, Neo. So you let the audience know what was going on in the back chat.
This is what they were saying. Hey, Jake the Snake, this is what they were saying. This is what they were saying. Womp 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 womp. That's all they said.
Right.
It sounded like Charlie Brown. Womp,
Charlie
womp,
Brown.
womp,
Charlie
womp,
Brown
womp.
couldn't even. Charlie Brown couldn't even understand that.
Right.
Yeah.
Charlie Brown looking at him crazy, huh, Jay? Yeah, man.
That's all they were saying. They wasn't saying nothing really good. They was just, nitpicking semantics and this, that, and the other. But what I'm saying is the Bible called the root word for pharmaceuticals is pharmakia. Some derivative of pharmakia. It goes back to it. This is what the Bible called witchcraft, and it was forbidden by God.
According to the biblical doctrine. Now, if they got some different doctors that say so, let's look at it this way. Neither one of those two people you was talking to don't partake in the Bible. So now it's insulting to them for you to say that, Neil. But you showing them in your doctrine. So what doctrine? So maybe they show you how you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know it. I get your drill. I get what you're putting down. But what I'm saying is both of them come from Abrahamic faith. Emac used to be a Hebrew Israelite. Amira used to be in Islam. So both of them was raised or participated in Abrahamic faith, and Abrahamic faith agree with what I'm saying. So they just went away from it and dropped their flag. I don't drop my flag. I stand on business. So they can pick their flag up. They know what I'm talking about is real. They just put it down. They went to doctrines of demons and devils and stuff. They went to the witchcraft. She got an ankh on her chest right now. She went to witchcraft.
Not Unquest.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it like that. She got an ankh on her chest right now. She put down the Quran and went to witchcraft. All right, so let's go.
Some people come on, but okay, but other than that, y'all don't have the same spiritual path. Would you say she's still a good person? Can you still deal with it? I know y'all, but look, that's one of your debate back chat nemesis. So can you be non-biased and say that there's some good in some?
There's some good in Hitler.
Okay, I digress.
Probably, if I look close enough, it was probably some good in Luther. You can find good if you're looking for good in somebody. You can find good in the devil. Like, that's all I'm saying. You can find good in anybody if you look hard enough.
Okay, man. Well, okay. So can you work on that one good aspect that person had, even Hitler? Well, matter of fact, since you said it, and this is an open panel discussion, what was good about Hitler? Science or what? Well, what? Come on, man. He brushed his teeth on a regular.
I don't know for sure.
He dapped up a black man in the Olympics.
Oh,
and I heard that Hitler threw the Jews.
There you go.
I heard that Hitler said.
Jesse Owens.
I heard that Hitler said. I can't verify this, but I heard that Hitler said the Jews left black and came back white.
No, he said no. That was the Egyptian guy, but it was Hitler said.
Yeah, that was the Egyptian president who said
that. He called them. He called them the B word, bastards.
Bastards, and I got motherfucking restricted from that too. Just even showing.
What it is they say Hitler said that the black people was God's Jews, the real Jews, but he never actually said that on the law. But everyone in their mama says he said it, but if you really do your research, there's no confirmation that he ever really said that. It's like a rumor.
Good job, Jason. So we got to investigate that then. We ran with it. You know why? Because he ran with Jesse. No, actually, he was mad at Jesse Owens for whooping their ass.
Right. He wanted to check. He was so racist. He wanted to check. He wanted them to check Jesse Owens for a tail because he said there's no way a human could be that fast. That black people got to be animals. He must have a tail.
Basically hating it. Look, it's just like, wow, I can't believe that this king in his mind, he knows it's a king, just whooped us like that because now he's messing up my agenda. I want the blonde hair and blue eyes, 6'1" and 2. We if you didn't have that, you weren't at the hierarchy of they civilization or whatever he was doing. So yeah. Ruby, you want to say anything about that?
No,
I think we should let Neil. Neil's doing a good job. I think we should let Neil keep cooking.
Right. Yeah. I only got a couple more slides. I ain't got nothing too extensive, but I'm just pointing out, that according to the Bible, witchcraft in Greek was pharmakia. And that is the root word pharmaceuticals derived from. You get pharmaceuticals from pharmakia, witchcraft. All right, so we went to the book of Enoch, showed who taught humans making a potion, enchantments. This is where the medicine comes from, right here. Enoch, first Enoch 8 and 3. All right. So next, I'm gonna show you this guy. Some of y'all might know who this guy is. Baffy, whatever you want to call him. I ain't gonna call him.
That's Jasu.
Oh God.
He called himself that.
Well,
all right, hold up. Hey, real quick before you go into it, Indigenous, we got the Lions Den fact checker in the building. Indigenous black man, Mr. Regurgitation, no holleration. Go ahead.
Peace and love to everybody on the panel. Peace and love to everybody in chat. Peace and love to everybody listening. Peace and love to everybody who's going to listen.
Hold up, Indigenous, let me stop. Hold on, Indigenous, stop. Mr. Holleration, and you better not be doing nothing in regurgitation that he brought out. That sounds better. Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
That was better. Yeah. Because I said it wrong. That sounds better. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. They regurgitating your shit. They regurgitating my shit. I had to hear this on the phone, and then I had to pay attention. I said, you know what? They regurgitating my shit too. Go ahead.
That's what that's what I say. Bringing up JJ's old arguments with Jabari and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Sinetta's over there playing Don Kenyon. Got these flunkies trying to regurgitate the real teacher's information.
He got
the ones who brought it into the community.
Right. He got Gideon on the hot seat though right now, and I think Gideon was doing pretty good from what I seen. Now I tapped out, you know. But Sarnetta, we need to put your dumb ass on the hot seat. But go ahead and ask your question, and we'll get back to Neo with his teachings about the Baphomet.
Well, that's what I was talking about. Jesse Owens didn't shake Hitler's hand, but anyway, Neo, you're doing a good job, brother, and you know this is good information to be brought up. And once you get done, I'm not gonna hold you. Once you get done, brother, I want to chime in because you know I've done a couple.
No, this is an open panel discussion, bro. So you can operate from the phone. But I know why both of y'all you know working together right now because both of y'all eat pork chops and gravy. Shit.
Oh.
Hey, get my line. Get my line. Hey.
I eat pork chops. I ain't gonna lie.
I ain't got a problem with a
pork chops, y'all. Just to let you know what we're dealing with. Yeah, see, I told you, Jay Snake. You see? Yeah. So go ahead, pork chop eaters.
Well, we ain't gonna talk about him. He blocked me the last time because he started arguing, and then all of a sudden he wants to cry to JJ. Oh, JJ, you better get him. I won't block him.
Yeah, JJ didn't have to, nigga. I don't play that yag. I don't play that yag talk, bro. I don't play that yag talk, bro.
Jay Snake, we in good spirits, all right? He just talking.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. That's why I blocked his ass. I don't play that shit, nigga. You say that shit about me. You come back tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow.
Come on, Diddy. Don't do it. All right, go ahead, Neo. Come on.
Right.
I'm ready to get this demon figure off my screen. Right. And yeah, so I don't know if y'all still see the screen. It's still up, huh?
Yeah, it's still up.
All right, what do y'all see on the abdomen of this monstrosity?
But I get it. I throw shots at my ops any chance I get. But y'all ain't ops. I just had a disagreement. Go ahead, Neo.
What do y'all see on the abdomen of this monstrosity?
We see.
I can't see it. Usually I watch it on my tablet. I'm on my phone, so I can't. You know what I mean? I can't even zoom in.
We see this guy has male and female parts, and then we see the hospital signal. You know, with the what you call it,
the circles intertwined.
Yeah.
Hey, matter of fact, I'm gonna switch to my tablet. The screen's bigger. I'll be right back. I'm gonna drop off. I'll be right back.
Yeah, and just come back. Just come in peace, though. You and Jay Snake can do y'all thing later on.
Right. So, in the stomach, in the abdomen, here's the caduceus. This is a winged figure. The figure has wings. The caduceus is in the middle, and there is a stab going straight up the top of his head. Horn, whatever, something, a torch, whatever you want to call it. Now, when we take a look at the symbol for medicine, we see the intertwined serpents with the wings and the staff going straight up the center.
Crazy.
In this one, you see it's shaped exactly like, well, almost like the flame holder, the light bearer, right there. So, yeah, that's all I had to bring up. When you go to this symbol, this gonna be the kicker right here. When you see this symbol plastered anywhere. When you enter that establishment, you are in agreement with this. This equals this. Period. There you go.
So
Now you.
what brought this conversation up in the back chat? You just something that was in your spirit you want to talk about, or did somebody say something? You know.
I don't really remember what brought it up.
Yeah.
We're talking about dragons and aliens and UFOs and stuff.
Let's talk about that then. Let's talk about dragons. So what's your take on that? Anybody on the panel?
Well, I'm working on a documentary right now.
Uh-huh.
And the name of the documentary is Dinosaurs Are a Myth and Dragons Are Real.
I heard you talk about that before.
Yeah. Ain't no such thing as dinosaurs. When you go to the museums
I was about to play that song though.
Huh?
You played a song before that?
No, I was choosing between that song and the one I played.
Go ahead and play that song. Quick. It's a nice time to play that song.
Let's play it right now. Take a little intermission, play it. We'll segue into it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that the Black Jesus one?
Nah, this ain't Black Jesus.
You got another one? Okay.
It's an old documentary and getting ready to release.
And we need to bring. Speaking of Black Jesus, we need to bring Bishop Big Shit out of retirement on YouTube, man.
You know what I told him today? I said, man, you done got rusty. I mean, it's cool to put on your promoter hat. I got a couple people that's calling you out right now. Oh man. Don't let them put you in the nursing home early.
Yeah, on there. Yeah, JJ, I think you need to call that shot, make that happen, man. You know what I'm saying? On everything. We need to make that happen. He acting like he's ready for the upper room and shit, nigga. We need him out here. We need him out here.
Yeah, he acting like he's ready for the upper room. He just Don King now. He used to be Mike Tyson. Be both of them. Be both. That's what I do. Upper room. He got old. Yeah. So you said that dinosaurs are fake, but dragons are real. Because we have Komodo dragons. I get that.
Right.
That's probably what they were talking about. Maybe, I don't know. But what about the ones that they're talking about that's flying? Flying dragons. Again. So when you said the flying dragons, because dragons in the myths, they fly.
All right, so when the Bible never had a word for reptiles. There's no word reptile. So when it said dragons, it was talking about all reptiles. That's what it meant. All reptile life. That means slithering reptiles, walking reptiles, flying reptiles. Any kind of reptile you can think of was called a dracon in the Greek. Dracon. Dracon is the root word for draconian. Draconian just means of or like the dracons, of or like the dragons. Draconians, if you look that term up, is about alien UFO shit. It's a certain race of aliens called the Draconians, and they're reptilian. That's what they're talking about. So whenever the Bible say dracon, that word dracon means dragon. It's the literal word for dragon in the Greek. When you go to the Hebrew, tanin is the word they use for dragon in the Hebrew. So this word appears in both Hebrew and Greek, and it's all throughout the Bible. They are not playing about this. Like, I remember in the early, before the year 2000, one of the main atheist makers before the year 2000, late 99, before Cash Money took over, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Number one atheist making question was, why didn't the Bible mention dinosaurs? And the simple answer was they didn't call them dinosaurs back then. Back then, that was before the lie, before the deception had taken place. Back then, they called them dragons. and you need to give them their proper terms. Them dragons in that damn museum that y'all looking at, when you go to Jurassic Park, them dragons in there. When you go to Barney, that's a fucking dragon. When you go to Godzilla, that's a dragon. Godzilla means the god of the lizards, King Lizard, the god lizard. That was Satan. That's who that was. That's Revelations 12 and 9 say that great dragon, also called that great dragon and serpent, also called the devil and Satan, was cast out by Michael and his angels, him along with his angels into the earth. Yeah. So that was the first dragon that was here. That was the first reptile that was here. And that's what I was explaining, the whole connection between dragons, the angels, which Satan was the fallen angel, and his angels. Those were the dragons that was cast out and started, aka what they changed the name and lied and said they were dinosaurs. The word dinosaurs wasn't around until like 1839, if I'm not mistaken. 19th century, 1839. That's when this word was derived, when they found these bones. Now, before they found these bones in 1839, our ancestors all around the world, every civilization, no matter where you're from, they had legends of these creatures already. These legends of these creatures didn't come from this invention of this made-up pseudonym dinosaur. It had already existed. Every civilization you go to got folklore, aka mythology, about serpents, giant serpents that terrorize people in every part of the earth. They were worshipped. They were worshipped just like the fallen angels in the book of Enoch was worshipped. They came down here, set up their kingdom all over the earth and all around the world. These creatures were worshipped as gods, the supreme deities. That's the lie they told the people. So I don't know what else y'all. Oh, there you go. It's on the screen. Karima, go ahead and run that beautiful bean footage.
You take the blue pill, and the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, and you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Fingers of mist creep slow through the air. A clock ticks backward, no time to spare. Eyes in the forest, they shimmer and stare. The ground hums low, a secret untold. The cold bites shy, the story unfolds. Whispered shadows call my name through the dark, through the flame. Should become clear that dinosaurs are myth. While the dragons are real.
Yeah, I don't know. It was cutting out on my end, but yeah, I said when you look through the years, it should become clear that dinosaurs are a myth while the dragons are real. And so this ain't no bird brain idea that just came up on a whimsical thought. It's something I researched for years and put great effort into. And yeah, so I'm willing to take any questions because I don't even know what else to tell y'all about the subject other than what I just presented. But yeah, when you go to the museums, when you go see Jurassic Park, when you go see any Godzilla movie, you're looking at the fallen angels. That's what the fallen angels were. They were dragons. And people are worshiping these fallen angels and not even know it. When you go to comic book superhero movies, those are also fallen angels. I know they're not dragons, but those are also depictions and artist depictions of fallen angels.
So, do the fallen angels tie in with the Anunnaki, Sumerian tablets, and things of that nature? Cuneiform,
According to
Inky.
the Bible,
Oh, one more. Inky and Leo,
yeah, I'm
Gilgamesh.
gonna spoil all that.
Go ahead.
According to the Bible, anything outside of Yahweh that's come down here and tell you it's a god was a fallen angel. From Greek mythology to Indian mythology, both dot and the feather, to Hindu mythology, to Chinese mythology, to Egyptian mythology, every religion on the world other than Yahweh, according to the Bible, was fallen angels. So it
So
wasn't like
I have a young
yeah,
brother named Yaya. He would beg to differ and say that Yahweh is a demiurge. But so, what do you think about that doctrine?
I think I dealt with that with Greg Phillips and Kyle a long time ago when I first entered the den. When
Uh,
I first entered this bitch, I dealt with that shit. And I asked them one question. To this day, neither one of them have came back with a response. I said I need a primary source, meaning a religious text that put Yahweh as the son of El that took over. And none of them could produce it. And therefore, I'm going to stand my ground and say it don't exist. Can't nobody, because these niggas was trying. They was trying to discredit what I was saying. They hated what I was saying. And I know that I respect their scholarship. And they
right.
had to be like, I didn't find it. They never found it. They could not find a single primary source that put Yahweh as the son of El. Not one. So I issue that challenge to anybody that say they can prove that.
Mm. And you know
Well,
what?
I don't need commentary. I don't need theologian commentary. I don't need
Hey,
connection.
I'm hosting today. You ain't
I
got to
need
worry
a
about me.
primary text that says Yahweh was the son of El or anything like that and took over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're right. I'm gonna let you do your thing on that one. So, Greg Phillips was saying that El is Yahweh Daddy.
Yeah, that's what he was saying.
Yeah. What do you think about that, Ruben? Jay Snake, Karima, Indigenous, anybody? Open panel.
My bad. I was playing the game. I wasn't even paying attention.
Yeah,
I ain't
he
gonna lie to
only
you.
I don't know if they got that in text.
they don't. I know they don't.
I feel like if it was written in a religious text, he would have been a guy that mixed by now.
Yeah,
Would you
yeah.
But I
say?
know the
Would you
doctrine. I mean,
say?
I know where it come from. I've used it.
Would you say? Yeah. I knew you used it before too. Well, where's the new at? He need to be up here. We don't open panel.
Then he had
Would
to go
you
to work.
say that Yahweh was brought into Iron Age, the Iron Age Canaanite era through through traders, and when he got there, he couldn't be the top guy, so he was subordinate to El. Can we agree with that?
No,
Ah,
no. I won't agree to none of that because
What about you, Ruben?
according to my book, it says that Yahweh is El. Yahweh told Moses that by my name Yahweh, Elohim,
Excuse
I'm
me.
known to them, but to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Abraham them, they knew me as El Shaddai, El Yon, the Most High. That's what he told them. But Moses was the first one he gave his name Yahweh to. To the other ones, he just told them El Shaddai, the Most High, the Almighty. That was it.
Yeah, let's take let's take a commercial break real quick. You know, for the youth out there, y'all see them guns on the screen, right? Them 54-year-old arm. That's the 60-day JJ 7000 program right there. Now look. I done fell off a little bit, hey, because I ain't by no weights. But you can ask my wife. Hey, if I got him in front of me, you in some goddamn trouble. It's Virgo season, August 29th. You know what I'm saying? Hey, double nickel coming up. Hey, like I said, man, it's a blessing to get older, man. You know, last year my grandma came on the show, rest her soul. She said, yeah, man, it was a beautiful thing, man. She said, yeah, I'm 85, and she was talking to it because she always popped in here and there. So I don't know why I said that, but it was in my spirit. I guess I was looking at the pythons. I said, look, Neil, I just fell off a little bit. But I got to get it back right. I need to get around back in the gym. And that was a couple months ago. So I know what I could do with the physical attributes. Go ahead, Indigenous. Did you want to chime in on some of this action? You know?
Yeah. First, Jehovah was the name that Moses was given, not Yahweh. It was Jehovah. And the scripture says, he was talking about the name that he gave to Abraham. I think it was the Most High. He said, "You knew me by the Most High, but by my name Jehovah, you knew me not." All right, that's a name. That's the name that Moses gave. But and then also the only one that's called. I mean, I understand what you're saying, Neil. Don't think I'm going against you because the reptilians. They said that those angels was like reptilians. So I understand that part. But the only one that was called a dragon was Satan. That ancient serpent, you know, the dragon. That's what he was called, Lucifer. Satan, you know. He was the one that was called the ancient serpent and the dragon. But, you know, that's here nor there. What I wanted to talk to you about was that symbol that you showed. First of all, we talked about that. And, you know, that is the symbol that that God had Moses make. The two serpents on the staff, brother. Remember that? Yeah. In the wilderness, remember that? That's where that comes from, brother.
Oh, that's a good point, Neil.
The bronze serpent. You putting them two serpents on that staff and making that bronze serpent, and that's the same thing as the symbol of medicine.
Oh, that's good because it represents healing.
That's also the same thing as the symbol of medicine, which all started from when Moses had to make that bronze staff to keep. So when the people looked upon it, they would you know, stop getting bit.
We're just talking about that.
Okay.
Hey, can I say this real quick? Can I say this real quick? You know what? That's a great point that you made. And what Satan does, he takes what God in the Bible do, and he twisted and perverted, and that's why he put that healing two double-edged snake up as representing his penis, and he brought. You got to think about that, Neil, because that Baphomet sign came out later. It did.
That's right.
And I think about it, Neil. But let's continue. Go ahead.
But yeah, that's a symbol of medicine. That's the symbol out of the Bible that Moses had to make those serpents, put those serpents on the staff, you know, and then what you correlated it to also. That was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, you know, and then lastly, Neil, what I want to say was it was a good presentation, brother. I appreciate you for what you shared, and I agree with you because we're dealing with what I said in my presentation previous. It's called allopathic versus holistic medicine, right? Now, allopathic is when you're using the herbs from the earth and things of that nature, and then the holistic is that you're using just herbs and stuff from nature, right? Allopathic is when they take those herbs and put them into pills. Right. You remember they were talking about hydroxychloroquine? I got the seeds for it. It's chloroquine, and it comes from.
Hold on, and then you said that too fast. Is that the stuff they put? That's chlorophyll, and they put it over your face.
Chloroquine, yeah.
Is that the same thing where they put over? In the movies, they come up behind, and in real life, they come up behind and put it on you and knock you out. Are we talking about the same thing or something different?
That's chlorophyll.
That's chloroform.
Okay, that's what. Okay, go ahead. Teach. Well, I ain't never heard what you talking about. Go ahead, teach about it.
Yeah, it comes from a tree or a plant, and me and my cousin got seeds like around 2019 because they were saying that in World War II that they had a drug that they used over there, and it helps with the respiratory issues like what we was having with when we got that virus came around, and congestion issues, and it would have helped out a lot with humanity. But Fauci's running it. He ran the AIDS thing the same way. He waits around and lets big pharma get involved so they can make up their medicines and give us false, or they give us mandated lies, saying that we had to wear them, we had to do this, we had to do that, giving us all that. You know what I'm saying? But what it was, they took the chloroquine, JJ, it's chloroquine. They took, and you get that from a plant, okay? So that's allopathic right there.
Allopathic. Hold up, stop. What
makes it?
Indigenous, stop. You gotta stop. Indigenous, stop.
Hello.
Allopathic. Now that's the first time I've heard that word. So what is allopathic? Teach the audience.
That's just using natural herbs, like our forefathers did, using natural herbs and remedies from the earth. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then that's holistic. I'm sorry.
Yeah. And the using of natural herbs and stuff is what Neil was referring to when he was saying root cutting in the Bible. That's what root cutting is.
Yeah, when I say natural medicine, right? I mean when I said that natural medicine is where it started.
Hold on, let's get back order. Hold on, real quick. Okay, Jay Snake, because and this didn't hear you because he on the phone. Say your part. What you said, and then Jay Snake, say what you just said.
Oh, okay. When you derive the earliest form, like Neil was talking about, where you because everything's derived, like even the pill form, like what Indigenous is saying, all of it's based off getting it from plants and animals. And specifically plants. That's what's root cutting is. What Neil Love was referring to in the Bible and in the book of Enoch when it says root cutting. That's what they basically are talking about.
Bring it up. All right, go ahead and do this. Land your plane. Yeah. You good? Go ahead. Open panel.
Look, okay, now I'm getting them mixed up, so please forgive me.
Yeah, you good?
Holistic is dealing with the plants and anything natural as medicine. Now allopathic is when they take that medicine chloroquine,
put it in a pill.
Put it into a pill form.
Yep, there you
go.
Put it in a pill. Yep, there you go. Now we cook it now.
Put it into a pill form. That's why it's called hydroxy. See, Trump was talking about hydroxychloroquine. They used it in World War II.
What they do with
malaria.
To
fight malaria.
Okay.
And the congestion issues that came with it. So just imagine if we had that and ivermectin. Ivermectin is a drug that was created, but it's way better than the one that we had.
All right, hold up, stop. What is ivermectin? I never heard that neither. Go ahead.
It's a medicine that's been out for a long time and has been helping with a lot of different issues, but they chose not to use it.
Right.
Because Fauci.
Fauci,
who was running the show, and Fauci did the same thing. He was running the show with the AIDS crisis too. We got to understand that.
Stop. Indigenous, stop. Indigenous, stop. Baby steps. Now, I just want to tell Neil this: that he knew nothing about the what we talked about earlier about Fauci. Because Neil don't really want to. He want to talk about different topics, but it's an open panel. Go ahead and talk about Fauci.
Well, I'm gonna make it quick, Neil. I don't.
No, you have to make it quick. It's an open panel, but Neil is the dang host of this today. Yeah. So somebody else can talk about it. Neil don't have to talk about it. Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, Fauci was the head of the AIDS crisis too, right? And instead of taking, trying to, and these are new, both AIDS and
COVID,
the coronavirus, I'll call it the coronavirus.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we can't say it.
All right. Both of those were new. Viruses being put out. So he's ahead of both of these brand new things. And instead of trying to find something holistic, something from nature, he waited around and let Big Pharma create their so-called drugs that didn't work at first because they didn't even know what they was dealing with. But they're throwing stuff out there trying to make a whole bunch of money, just like they did with the coronavirus here recently. Mm-hmm. They go, the CDC, the FDA, the NIH, all of them was lying to us, giving us mandating lies, saying that we had to do this, we had to do that, we had to do this, and all of it was lies. There's no accountability for them, though, and we'll blame ourselves. Oh, you didn't take it? See, you the problem. That's Uncle them. You the problem because you didn't take it.
I took it. By force.
See what I'm saying?
I mean, it's get down and lay down, lose your job. That was an essential worker.
That's right, man. That's a mandate, JJ. So, that's why I said they're mandating lies.
So can I say this real quick, and then we're gonna flip it around a little bit, and you can get back to your point here in a second. Yeah, it was get down or lay down, and if Fauci was wrong and tricked everybody, I hope they do a class action lawsuit. Cause I'm gonna sue the job, I'm gonna sue the false lie. And I hope it's a class action because I was a guinea pig. We got Silk, the goddamn Silkite Kingdom CEO in the building, him and his crew. Him and I have another preliminary coming up Thursday. Then a week from there, we'll be doing our debate on the Wu-Tang Clan debate league, on Killer Priest podcast. He gave us the keys to, put this thing together and, a different, because it's a monopoly on consciousness, some people think. But we're going to show us as a panel and as a collective, we're going to show you what consciousness is all about, Frankie. Go ahead, so what you got to say?
Oh, man, I just came to check it out, loving the bill, man, came to support the squad. You already know we are. I'm here, talking about the team here. We all up in this thing. So, shoot, yeah, they keeping the build hot, man. I want to speak on the what is it? Like El, Ball, and Yahweh.
Okay, go ahead. Well, I mean,
ain't that like, you know what I'm saying? Don't they all kind of come?
We're working back around in this because
yeah, go ahead. Y'all good. I'm gonna keep it. Yeah, y'all got it.
You want to stay on that for a minute? Okay. Well,
no, I can't. Go ahead. I mean, like I said, it's open.
Okay. Tell them where they can find you and what you got up. Who are you debating next? Go ahead. Tell everybody about that. What you gonna do to your opponent? Go ahead.
Oh yeah, man. I got Haru Conscious coming up, man. Yeah, that debate. And then we got the tandem debate, what I'm saying, coming up. So you'll find me on all panels, everybody, in the Silkite Kingdom all over. Ask around. I ain't too hard to find. All the panels, I'm pretty much on all day off. Yeah, just tell them to holler. Send the kite. I get it.
Now, see, ladies and gentlemen, hold up. I gave you all the time and space and opportunity to say that you're going to whoop my ass in the debate. I know them two little rookies you named. You in the debate of your life against JJ 7000. So I was just toying with you the other day, You know how King Kong play with the smaller animals in the kingdom. That's what happened. Now let's start this over. Now tell them about your upcoming debate and what you're gonna do to your opponent real quick. Can we get 2 minutes of that? Go ahead.
I believe in putting in the action first, then bragging. You know what I'm saying? Like that's usually how I operate.
No, that ain't how you get down. You started this new tactic when you got in the ring with me. Other than that, you tell everybody you whooping ass. This is how you know you're the most feared debater on this
Did,
page. That's all right. That's my student.
you
Hey,
want
he the
me?
next GOAT. I'm telling you. He the next GOAT. You know, he told
Yeah,
you gonna take the old
hold
man
on.
down,
Yeah,
old
yeah.
Yeller and the pastor.
Hold on. But
Go
y'all
ahead,
don't.
Neil.
I'm gonna turn my camera on. I said it on the call, and I'm gonna say it again right now. You know what I'm saying? A warlock in a white coat killed my dad.
All right, go ahead.
Right?
Yeah, let's get back on that. Go ahead.
A warlock in a white coat killed my dad.
Pharmaceutical, but bad medicine. Go ahead.
Chemo.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And all kind of they made it sound like he was gonna live if he took the chemo. After he took the chemo fucked you up. Well, why the fuck? That's what they telling us now. The chemo ain't a cure. It really gonna fuck you up. And yeah, they whole shit switched after he got the chemo. They let him ring the bell and everything like he beat cancer. A fucking warlock in a white coat killed my dad, and y'all telling me that this not no fucking warlock witchcraft shit? Like, yeah, the staff that Moses held up had one serpent. The one on your hospital got two serpents with wings.
There you go.
That's the Caduceus, the staff of Hermes, and also thought is seen pictured with it. It's not the same staff. Moses didn't have two serpents on the staff. Yahweh didn't tell him to do that. The other one is two serpents intertwined on the staff with wings on it. That's the medical symbol that's on every hospital. And the other symbol that's on the prescription medication drug stores is the mortar and pestle, which is also used in witchcraft and divination. So yeah, that's what I'm on. That's what I came on here to talk about.
Bring it out.
I don't know enough about Fauci to talk about it, but I'm talking about all doctors. You got a niece, a grandson that's going in the medical field, they going into witchcraft, Satanism. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm on. My daddy died behind this shit, and a lot of y'all parents and grandparents, and y'all might not know it, but yeah, like they doing it for everybody. It ain't just me. These are warlocks and witches. And then when you got family members that they got mental issues or whatever, they go to these fucking clinics, and guess what? They don't get no cure. They get made worse. If you want to tell the truth, they get made worse. The shit doing worse after they go there. You go into the devil looking for a cure. That's all I'm saying. That's Satanism. That's witchcraft. That all that. Have I been to the hospital? Yes, because I know some smart ass gonna ask that. Yes, I have. And I went to a warlock too. That's what I'm saying. Period. It don't matter if I did it, if you did it, who did it. Everybody, science was taught to man by fallen angels. Medicine and root work wasn't the only thing, because when you talk about the shit that's turned into pill form, the shit that's turned into pill form come from where?
Plants.
From plants.
From the companies.
No, plants. Not chemical plants.
I said that you use plants, but you put it in pill form.
It don't matter what form you put it in. They come from plants. Root work.
What other form can you put the plants in?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's still root work. It don't matter what you do. You can drink it, you can burn it, you can smoke it, you could ingest it, inject it, you could put it in a pill. It don't matter what you do with it. It's still the same stuff. It's still fallen angel technology. They just upgraded the technology where you don't have to eat 200 leaves. Now you can eat this one pill that contains all 200 of these leaves. Same shit. They just upgraded the process. They do it all the time. Technology. Yeah, technology is Satan too. We all here talking about Satan. Yeah, like me on that type of time. Science ain't nothing good.
Hey, Rover, mute the mic, family.
Us whenever it benefit us, but it's evil. It's wicked.
Unless you're gonna speak.
And that's what the book say. Now I don't know if y'all believe in the book. That's what Enoch say. The fallen angels taught this corrupted ass shit. Man, they weren't supposed to know.
So Neo, I'm asking this. So what would be the purpose of the plants then? So I would have to look at it. They're misusing it in some kind of way, the wrong way, than what the purpose of the plant was here for. Let's talk about that. Because the creator put it here, right? Those plants.
I know it's not witchcraft. You know, the purpose of the plant wasn't witchcraft. It wasn't pharmakia. That wasn't it.
So basically, pharmakia. I don't know, man. This is a hard subject.
Right? It got like if they had an upside down pentagram on the hospital in red, would you still go there?
No.
Well, that's what I'm saying. This caduceus is. It's the equivalent of an upside down pentagram in red, in blood, on the hospital with a circle around it and all that other shit. It's equivalent of that. You saw the fucking demon with titties with the caduceus in his stomach with the wings on his back and the staff on the top of his head. You saw it.
So
that's your
Neo.
Is it the plant? So it's not the plant that's wicked. It's the people who's controlling the plant. So we need to find people who
know how to do this.
More spiritually inclined to to administer the plant.
No,
because
you're supposed
go ahead. I'm trying to figure it out. Go ahead.
You're supposed to just die when it's your time and not go to Satan to stay alive. That's what you're supposed to do. When it's your time to go, you're supposed to man up and just check out instead of going to Lucifer, ask him to stay longer than the Most High wanted you to stay. When it's your time to go, you're supposed to die like a man.
So what about any biblical figures back in the day? Did they deal with any a holistic approach for healing?
Jesus laid his life down for the whole world. The Son of God.
I'm talking about before Jesus. Like, when people got sick and stuff.
Biblical figures, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
The one I'm patting myself after is Jesus. He laid his life down for the whole world. That's who fuck anybody else in the book. I'm a Christian. I mean Christ-like.
So they just want to respond or say something to the bill. Go ahead, Did.
The reason why I brought up holistic and allopathic, Neo, is because they put it in pill form so they can sell it, bro, for gain. Okay? Something that you can plant in your backyard and grow, for free, and then use that as medicine. We are almost forced to go with the allopathic way, where we have to take the pill that gets us hooked. And for life, probably have to take it for the rest of our life once we get on it. You understand? It's all about gain. So that's why they put those plants in pill form so they can sell them, because those plants grow naturally on this planet, brother.
Right.
That's why.
And if you know how to use them for whatever ailment you're having, we wouldn't need it.
Yeah, but these
demons
want gain. They want money, so they put it into a pill form so they can make the money off of it.
Right.
That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, they're saying it's coming off of like exotic plants and things like exotic plants, exotic animals. They're extracting this, extracting that, separating this, separating that. They're going deep into the forest, supposedly looking for, these certain vegetation, them certain plants, some certain little insects, those certain, they spider venom, snake venom, jellyfish, the toxins, all of it.
Everything, bird feathers, all that shit. A lot of fish DNA is used to fight cancer and shit.
So, did they have ancient pharmacies back in the day that was trying to take away from the holistic approach? And maybe that's why they put that in the book. Hey, they don't deal with these guys.
No, I think it's a little bit of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a thing because like Neil said at the beginning, bro. It's all narcotics. There's a thin line between a medicine and a narcotic. Every medicine is a narcotic, and every narcotic is a medicine. It depends on if you use and abuse it, how you abuse it, how you use it.
Well, spices and herbs.
Nutmeg. Nutmeg is a spice. It's banned in prisons because it has narcotic abilities to it, bro. You feel me? Nutmeg that you buy and that your grandma puts in the fucking pumpkin pies and sweet potato pies and shit. Nigga, you can't have nutmeg in prison. Yeah, you can get high off nutmeg.
I know the Jamaicans around my way put it in their blunts. They say it's to cover up the smell, but yeah, and see that's the thing though. But they want to give you the medicine that's going to get you hooked. That you have to have pain medicine. Only makes you it only makes you feel better. So you have to go back to them and give them more money. This is all about gain. This is all about the money, and that's why, like Neil's saying, they wicked demons who's out here fleecing the community. You got some countries who have free health care. Here in America, we are fleeced. We are debt slaves, which equates to, consumer. So if you're calling yourself a consumer, you're calling yourself a debt slave. All right? And this is what we're dealing with. It's debt slavery. They want us to be, they ain't gonna allow us to have nothing. And why during every time there's a crisis in the world, does the prices go out of hand and price gouging and all these things happen as we're suffering and these people are making off like fat rats? You there? You there?
Yeah, we here.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done, fam.
Anything can be a regulated substance, and anything could be addictive to the human body, to the psychological human system. Like I was saying earlier, sugar to a certain person might be more addictive than cocaine. Motherfuckers can't stop eating sugar. They catch diabetes. They die of the shit. Can't stop having it, but at the same time, your body needs it. But you take too much of it and you're going crazy. You know what I mean? It could be worse than heroin, depending on the person, man. Substances are substances. Once it takes a psychological hold on your brain, it changes the way you react, and you know what I mean. You become dependent upon it. It changes it changes your behavior.
And yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I absolutely agree. You can make anything a drug or a god. That's one thing they got in common. But I want you to, if y'all can share my screen, I just want you to see what this say right here.
Yeah, man, do your thing, brother. Shout out to the people in this chat. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. It's a very good build here. And that's what we do.
I would also like to say, stay away from the soda. You know what I mean? Those drinks is bad for you. You put it on a battery. Yeah, clean the battery off.
Yeah, man.
And try to stay away from them GMOs, and that processed food, y'all. Try to stay clear.
Sir? What do you mean processed foods? Tell the laymen and the neophytes like what. And no, that means that people who just don't know.
Oh, the processed, no frozen food, no, food that's already been cooked days, weeks ahead of time. No, no.
Whoa. Wait, were you getting fresh steak or something, man?
Well, that's what you would prefer that. That's what I'm saying. Like, well, yeah, you don't want nothing that's been.
You know what? Steak is not frozen. You're right.
Right. But like you don't want like no chip. You don't want to be eating like bad like the chips and whatnot. Them bags, them snacks. A lot of that stuff is really bad for you because it's made with artificial stuff. That's why
I can't eat the masterpiece potato chip now.
No, they gotta go, JJ. They gotta you can't eat none of the little Romeo rap snacks and shit.
I can't
just
put that in my. I can't put the masterpiece chips in my soup.
you
You know what
dang
I'm saying?
sure don't want to mess. You don't want to mess with none of the red dye. That's the red hots, the
Oh,
Takis,
that's
and
the
all that.
red hots.
Yeah, like, but that
Come
stuff,
on,
the
bro.
Dorito, all that stuff is bad for you. Like, it takes forever to even
Hold on, dude. I'm gonna let you
break.
get that bill right there.
You ain't
You
even
know,
supposed to be eating the soups. JJ, you ain't even supposed to be eating the soups that you trying to put the Migos chips in and shit.
Okay, let's hear right.
Oh,
A lot
the
of us been in the
ramen.
county.
Yeah, 'cause
Hold
they
up,
say it's high in salt.
hold up, man. I gotta say this. A lot of us been in the county
So you're
or
gonna get yourself a heart
in
attack.
prison,
And that's
right?
what that's what
So
happened
it's
to
the reason why they
Cali
serving the
Hustle.
soups. That's why they serving the soups. Y'all see that? In prison or in jail. Soups is the main thing you can get. Niggas kill you over soups. Right? You're a king if you got 1,000 soups in your cell. Come on, man.
On everything.
Yeah,
Lose a bet against the Bears, and you all nigga 500 soups and shit.
Come on, Cole. You a king. And the guy, I seen the pictures on Facebook. I said, he got a lot of soup. I said, hey, come on, man. I ain't never been to prison, but I've been in the county jail. I'm like, this shit. When you come in there, he's like, damn, he got all the soups and he put the cheese and them little dry beans and then mixed it. Man, that shit be looking good. But it ain't good for you, right?
Yeah, all them ding dongs and them ho hos. They call them zoom zooms and wham whams back in the day. Yeah. Lose a bet for 20. Lose a bet for 20 ho hos and shit. See what happens.
There you go. Zoom zooms and wham whams. Yeah, man. So like I
Okay,
said, it's all
this is interesting right here. It say the context in First
go ahead,
Enoch
Neil.
7-8. This botanical and medicinal knowledge is categorized as forbidden or magical knowledge imparted by the Watchers, fallen angels, to humanity, contributing to the corruption that led to the flood. This is why the flood happened. And if you remember, Christ said in the last days it's going to be like the days of Noah. This is what led to the flood. This botanical and medicinal knowledge is categorized as forbidden or magical knowledge imparted by the Watchers or fallen angels to humanity, contributing to the corruption that led to the flood. Ain't nothing wrong with that Percocet, right? I'm just saying.
You know what?
Medicine is not excluded from this list. Medicine is included in this list. Potions, incantations, yeah, a pinch of dog's hair with a splash of rat blood, whatever you want to call it. That's the same thing you do when you make a formula for a chemical reaction.
Yeah, this just a side note, but when I do mess with the caduce, I like to also mess around with the flower of life too. You know, the circle and the flower. I kind of like to let those go hand in hand.
I'm smoking on some flower of light right now, my nigga.
Wait, what you talking about, Silk?
The circle, the circular symbol, supposedly the DNA or the flower of life symbol, the one with all the circles on it that hits the pattern. That too.
Yeah, so you saying when you fuck with the caduceus, you like to fuck with it?
I like to study, like when I study when I mess with that one. I kind of like studying both together a little bit.
I thought you was in witchcraft for a second with your wizard hat and all.
No, not yet. I'm just chilling.
Silky into that Berber witchcraft and shit.
That's what it sounds like. I mean,
No, look up the flower of life.
He's into that A1B1 Berber witchcraft.
So I got a few videos that can probably give a better understanding to what you were saying, hopefully.
No, I'm just talking shit.
Go ahead. If you go ahead. I ain't sure.
prescribe drugs, which are the drugs you should be the most afraid of,
Hey.
assuming there's a difference?
The SSRIs.
Yeah, I know what you're
we
talking
talked
about,
a
the
lot
flower life, though. You're talking about that
them, but the other class are benzodiazepines. So these are,
very common drugs in this country.
Really, their use is declining, but they're still quite common. The main issue with them is that they feel good. And I know we were talking about this before, and you had mentioned taking one before. I mean, it's I've taken them. It's almost like immediate. Like I
took one in high school. I never took another one because it was the most profound. I mean, they solve all your problems in 4 minutes.
Yeah. But the real problem with the benzos is when it comes to coming off of them, they can be incredibly difficult to stop. And jarring to the brain. And because of that, people can get trapped off the drug, trapped on the drug. Every time they try and come off of it,
It's just breaking up on my end.
It's breaking up on my end too.
I'm just in withdrawal. I've been white knuckling anymore.
I get it.
I'll find another way to come off. They start the drug again. It doesn't go away. And this is
with the symptoms.
Neil, if you got tabs open, are you the one sharing it? If you got tabs open in the background on like YouTube and shit, close your extra tabs.
These are the patients that I actually treat.
We're gonna scrap the video.
From it within 2 years, but for many people, it can be 2 years of severe disability.
These are the people you treat.
These are the people I treat.
So you see this.
So I see this on a daily basis.
breaking up.
Multiple days a week. People who have brain damage. Most people haven't heard about this before. They're going to be listening to this and saying, this is crazy. How could I have never heard that coming off these medications could induce brain damage? Read the drug labels in the US. Every single benzodiazepine has a section in there that talks about the risk of protracted withdrawal.
So what does that look?
Yeah, go ahead and cut it off, Karima, because they only getting like 5% of it. They're not getting none. We're not getting none of this like together at all.
You are gripped with severe anxiety and obsessive dark thoughts that just torment you all the
Pause it,
time.
Karima.
Yeah, you're the reason.
You never have a moment of
program because I want
rest or relaxation.
I don't want people being tricked.
Relax. Some people feel so keyed up that they pace incessantly, and they cannot stop moving. They become social recluses because they cannot go out in public because it's too bright, it's too noisy. The nervous system is like a snail without a shell. Even interacting with people in adrenaline, their feet burn, and it destroys families. I mean, people become disabled. People take their life. This is, I know I mentioned before about PSSD being like the biggest story going on, but this would be just as big, honestly. There are probably millions of people SSRIs. Thankfully, this has actually been picked up a lot by major news outlets recently, but this condition has and it does kill people.
All right, JJ, where you at?
Valium, temazepam,
Very, very common.
Their use is declining, but they're still quite common. The main issue with them.
We're gonna stop the video, man. It's chopping us up. Yeah. Mic check. Ruben, you there, man? We're getting hit with the tech. I can't hear Ruben. Can y'all hear me? Anybody there? Okay. I hear Kareem.
From coming off benzodiazepines, it's so jarring to the brain, and because of that, people can get trapped on the drug. Every time they try and come off of it, it's so uncomfortable that they have to go back on. And they can also develop another condition called protracted withdrawal. And so some people, when they've been on this medication for years and they try and come off, they develop a kind of a brain injury. And so they taper themselves off the medication too quickly, and they go into a severe withdrawal, and the symptoms never stop. They end up with ringing in their ears, light sensitivity, cognitive impairment, severe anxiety, burning in their hands and feet.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. And then they say to themselves, they go, I'm just in withdrawal. I've been white knuckling through this for the last couple of months. I'm just going to start the drug again. I don't want to deal with this anymore. I get it. Yeah. I'll find another way to come off. They start the drug again. It doesn't go away. And this is
with the symptom
here, where they have replaced the word with witchcraft. The original biblical text, it was pharmacia, and pharmacia is where we get the word pharmacy from. And so pharmacy, we all know about the pharmacy. You get a prescription from your doctor, and you take that note that has been spelled on, and you give it to the pharmacist, and the pharmacist fulfills that prescription. So the word script is in there. So they're scripting your life. They're scripting things over top of you. And that symbol for pharmacy is usually like a pole with one snake, or either the pole with two snakes, which is the symbol for Mercury. And Mercury is both the god or energy of both communication and healing. So with communication, and how they write the prescription on a paper, or they can send it. You're putting a spell out there. And that's why I always caution people about the type of words that you are using, what you are saying out of your mouth, all of that, and especially with your writing, because writing is scripting, and scripting is part of your is bringing something into the physical reality. So the healing aspect each herb has a corresponding planet to it. With the etymology of the words, they have a root word to them. And those root words have gods, if you will, gods and goddesses, because each one of them have like a corresponding astrological symbol, astrological energy, and corresponding god or goddess with it. So when you see words and you're like, okay, well, that means, I don't know what it means, just give me my medicine, is that what they're doing, activating energies. Okay, you guys, I forgot to mention that the RX symbol is associated with the planet Jupiter. And Jupiter in ancient times was known as the RX symbol on a prescription that was a sigil, and that sigil would serve to activate the god Jupiter to help heal that person. Going back to the symbol with the snake.
To everyone that works in the medical.
Dang, what y'all got to say about that? That's oh yeah, I didn't hear that.
She was getting it in, huh? Like she was all in your studies, huh, Neo?
I didn't make it up, and I ain't never seen nobody with no study about this. Just, I think Don Bird brought this up when he was talking about some topic. He liked to just go to the Greek word for everything. He wasn't even making a connection with pharmaceuticals. He was just talking about witchcraft and went to the root word, pharmakia, and I'm like, pharmakia? You know, I'm saying it was Don Bird, but it was somebody said the pharmakia thing. I think it was. It could have been
your screen sharing as mine sharing, so that's the reason why I have to keep switching back and forth. But it's kind of messing it up because you're sharing.
Oh, let me stop sharing. I stopped, took the sharing thing down. Yeah, but somebody said it on one of the calls, and when I heard pharmakia, I had to go look into this because that's too close to pharmaceutical. And I've been felt that way long before I even knew the pharmakia reference, but that was just extra sauce. Like it was confirmation. Not extra sauce, it was confirmation that what I was saying was actually the truth, you know. Like everything lined up, if you connect the dots, like people just don't be connecting the dots.
I was interested in that RX. What they said is representing Jupiter.
Yeah.
It sounds familiar.
Jupiter is a fallen angel. You do know that. Or you ain't thinking that far ahead. You thinking Berber.
No. Do you say it's coming from the fallen angel?
Jupiter is a fallen angel. This is a fallen angel. Athena, fallen angel. Osiris, fallen angel. I can keep going, but hopefully you get the point. It's fallen angel. Quasicoda, fallen angel.
Did you know that? This is not a conspiracy theory. Let's discuss this biblically. In Galatians 5:20, it lists pharmakia as a work of the flesh. The word pharmakia actually literally translates to sorcery. The scriptural we need to take what pharmakia actually entails, what it means, and how it has been intertwined in our world now. It's truly about discernment, because when we take a deeper look about what pharmakia is doing, it means that we're actually putting our trust in something other than God, in substances, in protocols, in people. When we put anything in place of God, we tend to get trapped. And that is where people develop a dependence on something, and it spirals into idolatry, witchcraft, sorcery, and the like. When that little bit of relief that you're receiving from whatever you're doing replaces your true identity, because you're then identifying with the curse that has been spoken into your life. That is where everything starts to unravel and fall all the way apart. What starts as treatment keeps you stuck in cycles that spiral into literal hell. I have seen it. I'm watching it happen right now with loved ones, and it is horrifying. Not only have I witnessed it and am watching it play out with other people, but I lived it. So I have personal experience here. It wasn't until I stopped and questioned, what am I putting my trust into? Psalm 27 says, name of the Lord. So the question really becomes, who and what are you putting your trust into? Because God is not optional for healing. He is the actual literal source of true healing. And anything that against that, you need discernment for. This isn't fear-based, it's truth-based. The Bible doesn't hide the word pharmakia, it exposes it. Not so you panic, but so you discern.
Did you know that pharmacy in Greek means witchcraft or sorcery? Pharmacy in Greek is pharmakia. It's also mentioned several times in the Bible. And the pharmaceutical industry, what's your big problem against Earth?
I think we get it now. I think we get that pharmacy is pharmacy Greek.
Us down.
That's well established.
What does the Bible say about drugs? The Bible doesn't directly mention modern-day drugs, but it does provide guidance on altering one's mind and body. Proverbs 21:1 says, wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. That
of ours who was recently diagnosed with cancer.
I know you want to say some prayers on one.
Yeah, I'm listening to that. And what's happening to the room, man? Shalom. All she did was just rearrange words. That's all she did. Pharmakia in the Greek, pharmakos, has nothing to do with sorcery at all. It's completely foreign. That's foreign to the Bible. That's completely foreign to the Bible. When you go into sorcery in the Hebrew text and the Greek text, there's two things you got to keep in mind. First of all, the historical grammatical context. Now, if we're talking Greek, then we're talking from roughly 250 BC going forward to the 1st century. When you talk sorcery in the Hebrew, you do not see this word pharmakia. It's not there because it's Greek. That's number one. Number two, pharmaceutical is where we get the word from. We get our word pharmaceutical from that, or pharmacy from pharmakia. That's just a place they sell drugs. But that's not what the Greek is talking about when they talk about sorcery. Yeah, I get they translate it to that, but what does it actually mean? It has nothing to do with drugs. I tell you, it has something to do with the way people thought in the 1st century. They thought that when there was earthquakes, and they thought that there was floods and stuff like that, and all this kind of, let's just take the earthquakes. They thought when the earth was quaking, they thought they needed to throw a pill in the earth. So what they would do, right? They take the scum of the earth and lock them away in a cell, in a dungeon, in a cave somewhere. The same way we take our aspirin and put it in a medicine cabinet. You see what I'm saying? You take a man, the scum of the earth, put him, lock him up somewhere, and then you take your pills in your bottle, you put it in your medicine cabinet. Then you take a pill, you take pharmaceutical drugs, pharmakia. But the way they did it was they take a man and throw him in the volcano, throw him in the sea, throw him in the river.
Hold on.
Now you know where this idea come from, right? Y'all remember the movie Perseus, Pegasus? You remember Perseus and Pegasus
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the clash of the what was the name of it? The
Were
Titans.
they
What was the name of it?
wasn't they trying to sacrifice the girl to the volcano or something like that?
Yeah, they had the Poseidon monster coming out the sea, and the girl was tied up with the chains at the rock by the sea.
Oh,
That's
the Kraken.
Pharmakia.
The
Yeah, the
Kraken.
Jason
That's
Kraken.
is an
The
that,
Kraken.
organized
yeah. The
young man.
monster was called the Kraken.
Okay, so I
Yeah.
got to ask
Okay.
you, y'all ain't gonna let me get it. Jason and the Organized. I'll continue.
I was thinking
Yeah.
mystical dragon from the river.
You seen that at the
Yeah.
drive-in theater back in the day. I stepped away, but
Yeah.
like I said, man,
Yeah.
good deal. Let's keep it going. Shout out to my wife, my queen, my eternal Timmy Hayes. Let's keep it going.
I was
Now,
thinking badass yellow boy.
I want Neil to respond to him, but at the same time, it did mention Greek. So I don't know if you was really listening, and they didn't go into it, but it also mentioned that.
yeah. I mean, I got more on that
Go
kind
ahead,
of stuff
Neil.
right there. Go ahead, Neil. You got it.
Didn't have nothing to respond. I didn't know he wanted to respond. I wasn't ready. I was just saying I when he said drag him to the river, I was thinking badass yellow boy. Oh, he won't say
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So you go into your Hebrew text, it uses the word sorcery. Much of the Bible ain't what we think it is. You know what I'm saying? It really ain't. But you have to go into the language to see it. Let's go to.
So what you saying they mean when they say witchcraft and the word was formakia? Like
What?
How do you like I missed
the Bible say about drugs?
I missed
Say that again.
I missed the correlation. Why when they write formakia, which is
video
Replace
To everyone that works in
playing.
Hey, that video need to stop.
Yeah, host yeah.
I just showed that formakia was the root word for pharmaceuticals. So why is the root word for pharmaceuticals the Greek word for witchcraft? And you said it had nothing to do with sorcery. Right here, Strong said it did.
Right. Well, what I'll do is I'll go into the hold on, let me see.
Share your screen.
Here's what I'll do. I can't I'm on my cell phone, so I
think she was talking about
what he said is in Greek too, what Neil brung out. So I don't know if you know.
Yeah, that's the Greek word. Blow the screen up so I can see it. So I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. What it's supposed to be said. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I want you to pull your screen back up so I can go back into the Old Testament. I want to show you about that word witchcraft and why witchcraft and sorcery ain't what we think it is. At least not to the Hebrews. It may be that in other cultures, but not to the Hebrews. Not when they talked about it. That's what I want to show. I want to show the difference.
What you just said.
We're talking about the Greeks. It's the New Testament.
It's all about what. Hold on, let me say this. At the Neil go. Come here, Neil.
Yeah, it's a G.
You changing the narrative because ain't nobody said that though. You trying to make somebody feel something else. No, I'm not even talking to you. I'm talking to Parenza.
Oh, you're talking to me. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, this is absolutely Greek.
Try to rebut just a video that you see.
I can barely hear you, Karima. I'm having trouble hearing you. I don't know. You sound distant.
I guarantee you probably is. But my point of the matter is you have to listen to the information full before you try to just rebut a video, which, they didn't get into his conversation, but it was mentioned in the videos that it, Greek. So we're not proving.
Yeah, but I study Greek. I study Greek.
I know.
You're breaking up.
Because I know you got a book, but I didn't think you were going to try to make an argument about Hebrew and against Greek.
I mean, she's honestly, to me, that what she's saying ain't new information. I've heard that before. A lot of people say that. She's not the only one.
Right.
A lot. You can find literally hundreds and thousands of videos of people talking about sorcery, witchcraft, pharmakia, all through the internet.
Yeah, but Dawn, like
videos lined up, and it wasn't just her. We're not.
Well, hold on, Kareem. But even before you came on here, I said the first time I heard that word was I thought it was you that said it. I still think it is, and I especially think it is because you came on here to argue it. So I'm pretty sure it was you that said this word. I never knew this word before you said it. And when I found out that this was the word that witchcraft translates into, you was having a hold on, JJ. You was having, it's not about a debate. You was having a debate with somebody for this to come up.
JJ.
Yeah, I was. You're right.
All right,
Just
so
an open panel discussion, y'all. Nobody needs to debate.
Hold on.
I don't know what happened.
Hold on. So once I looked this word up, because you already said this is the word for witchcraft, and it sounds like pharmaceuticals. And then I find out this is the word that pharmaceuticals come from. To me, that's like to anybody with a connected dot mentality. The Bible is saying that pharmaceuticals is witchcraft. That's really what it's saying. And you can ignore that and still take the fucking medication if you want to. I just wouldn't advise. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, I understood that. I mean, I listened for a while. I ain't just jumped on to really argue no point or nothing. But I am aware that people look at it from that perspective. I mean, I understand. It makes sense. Pharmakia, pharmacy, it makes a connection. I understand that, you know. It makes a linguistical connection. But like I said, in different cultures, stuff is different, especially here in America, you know. But because I have studied the Greek, which forced me to study every word related to it in the English, I find the word witchcraft and sorcery throughout the Bible. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's those English words are scattered throughout the Bible, but you just don't see that word. Well, you do see the word sorcery. You see it in the Old Testament. You see sorcerers in the Old Testament.
You see,
and you see witch.
Too.
Let me see what you got. Let me blow the screen up. Okay. So, okay. So where goes the first outline usage? This is the scope. When they translated it into this area of talking or conversation ideas. That's what your outline is for, folks. The use of administering drugs. Well, they didn't have a Walgreens in the first century, did they? Of course not.
They didn't, Mr. Bird. No, they didn't.
Right. So therefore, right off the bat, you got to know, before we even argue with it, you got to know when it says administering of drugs, then they had some type of quote unquote drug in the first century. They use something, but we just don't know what it is. And then you got the poisoning, you got that. And then, of course, they will translate the word to sorcery.
Skip over number two. Number two is pretty high up on the list.
Well, poisoning is kind of self-explanatory because you can get poisoned by a snake. You know what I'm saying? I mean, okay, we can go into the history of it, but poisoning isn't drugs. But you can be poisoned.
Number two and number three go together.
They probably do. But I think when they translate what I know is when they translate this stuff into these different sections in a big old field of study, that's a pretty big field to study.
They're talking about three different contexts that this word was used throughout the Bible. One time it was the administering of drugs, one time it was poisoning, and one time it was probably sorcery.
Right. And then you got magical arts. Now that one's interesting because I think the magical arts go along with what we call gastromancy in the Greek text. Gastromancy. Gastro is stomach, and mancy is a myth. It's a myth in the stomach. But that goes into, again, that's all part of the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think you go together. Before. I think you said that something was bad breath, a demon was bad breath. I remember.
Oh yeah, that was
I remember that.
Now you're talking about flatulence. Flatulence.
That's the first time I heard that too.
Yeah. It sounds like that, I know.
Is gas in the bowel.
That was a debate with JJ.
I remember that.
So
All right.
witchcraft is gas in the balls, and demons is
That boy
bad
got
breath.
jokes.
Remember, he
He
was
got
with that
jokes.
Greek book, and everybody was on him about that Greek book.
Uh,
Hey, brother, I'm gonna have to correct you. Mancy doesn't mean what'd you say Mancy means? Myth.
Gastromancy is a myth in the stomach.
Yeah, but Mancy means divination. It doesn't mean myth.
Yeah, what I just did was took it away from all the high jargon and just simply explained it means myth in the stomach.
No, but I'm saying the word Mancy.
I'm not wrong. I just broke the word down.
The definition of the technical textbook definition of Mancy, the correct use of the term is divination.
Yeah, I understand that. And when you're divining something, you're speaking, right? Right?
Yeah, you're conjuring. That means magic. You're using
You're not
magic.
conjuring. You're not conjuring when you're doing that. What you're doing is speaking words. The Bible uses the phrase diviners. Those will be your prophets. Those are words that are spoken. So gastromancy means uttering words towards someone's fate or destiny.
Divination is frowned upon in the Bible, bro.
I studied the subject for going on 13, 14 years now. I know what I'm talking about. I can break all that down.
I
But
couldn't
to
tell
the point of this
because
conversation,
you got the definition of the word wrong, so you was wrong from the gate.
you can't study a word only. You can't just study a word, and Neo can attest to that.
No, what I'm
saying
is
just study a word. That don't make no sense.
You can't say this word means that and then say the wrong definition of it. You're being disingenuous.
You looked at an English dictionary lately?
If I'm saying this word means this, I'm gonna say the correct definition of it.
Okay, but have you read an English dictionary lately? Have you bothered to look in an English dictionary lately?
Bro, if you knew me on Facebook, I post books every day. I order 3 books a month at least, bro.
But I'm asking you about a dictionary.
I have a personal library of books, bro. I'm not one of them niggas who don't read.
A single dictionary.
That's why I corrected you on your wrong usage of the correct definition of the word.
Hold on,
Why you running
can I
from
say
the
something?
question?
The average human being. Let me say something. The average human being don't go and pick up a dictionary every day. I mean, that's
okay.
I don't. I'm just being honest.
Oh,
there's some
that's a good.
Thank you. AI and Google it. Yeah.
Thank you. So JJ, since you said that, let me land me back off
I
what
have
you
a hard
said.
time saying 4-syllable words. I get it. Dictionaries have.
All right. No problem. No problem. No problem. Why don't you pull up a dictionary and type in the word present? present. Put the word present in a dictionary.
I'm off today.
Why are we typing that word?
Where Ruben at? Ruben the whole.
Yeah, we was talking about Mincy. He's moving.
Give me the definition of present.
He's moving the goalposts. We were talking about Mincy, which he
always want to fight.
He misquoted the definition, and I just called him on it.
Like that.
I called him on it, bro. That's all. I just corrected you, bro. Just accept the correction.
Like that. You can't learn that like that, bro.
You can't learn nothing not accepting correction when you're spitting false information either, bro.
Hey,
who is this talking at me?
I wasn't gonna correct him, but that's why I brought up the bad breath and
I can't just
gas in the stomach bowels and stuff. Yeah,
it's called a myth in the stomach.
This is what he do. A myth in the stomach is.
This is what I do. This is exactly what I do. I've been doing this for years, and you know what? The people who run up to debate me thinking I don't know stuff, they always lose. Am I lying, JJ?
Like your breakdown of the Greek always go left, bro. That's all I'm saying.
It gotta go left. It gotta go left.
I didn't lose what I was talking about.
It go left and right. It go left and right, bro.
I'm not losing about what I'm talking about.
Everybody, come on, ho! We got people watching, y'all. So let's do one at a time, man. And then, hey, look, and then you talk about, let me get in there. I said, how I'm gonna let you get in here? And I can't even know what he had. It just gonna make it worse. He want to beat you up, dog.
All right, so this is what the blue letter said about the word.
All right. Come on. All right, so we can start over. We're gonna reset.
It says
we're gonna reset. Everybody's get back to the point. Go ahead, Leo.
It say the use or the administering of drugs, poisoning, sorcery, magical art, often found in connection with idolatry and fostered by it,
metaphorically, the deception and the seductions of idolatry. That's that's the whole definition of it.
The whole definition.
Now I'm just saying that's witchcraft to me.
Get him, Neo.
And I yield. Somebody else can go. That's all I got to say. That sounds like witchcraft to me. All of it.
All right, and then just go ahead. He want to throw a lick at you, Don, for you.
No, I ain't talking
Professor.
to Don. Leave Don alone.
All right, Professor. That's a professor.
Look, Don had enough for me last night.
But
pause.
Anyway.
Pause.
It's the Diddy.
Yeah, super pause, tiger pause.
Diddy era.
Your definition is perfect, right? And then you know that the Greeks is following behind. They follow behind the Egyptians, right? And we know the Egyptians was all about your magic,
right?
So that's, you know what I'm saying, this is just being passed down, bro. You're exactly right, and this is just these are just lies from hell, you know. And when you go to the doctor, what does it say if you don't like what the first one says? What do?
Let's read it out loud. What does it say right there?
Second what?
What does it say? Read it.
What?
Read the whole thing, what you see on your screen. Well, let me hear it.
No, hold up. What do you get, JJ? They say if you don't like the first doctor's diagnosis,
you go get a second opinion.
A second opinion. And you know what opinion is? That's just a belief. That's just what he believes it is.
I'm gonna say assumption, an ass out of you and me.
From other things that they treated, and they
say,
okay, well, since this worked for that, let's use this.
Cook
that's
IBM.
Why you can get a second opinion. That's why it's called an opinion.
Don, you in some trouble. Now you ain't been in the den in a while.
Good job.
Don ain't been in the den in a while. Hey, them tricks used to work back in the day, Don. You got to tighten it up now. You've been over there in Clubhouse.
JJ, stop the cap, brother.
Well, you better come back and fight. Now I might have to jump on Don's side.
This ain't no fight. This ain't no fight, man. Yeah, I feel like brothers have better fights, at least using the damn Greek text. I believe. Yeah. Anyway, this is all about this pharmakia is about a magical art. People had this thing about believing in magic.
Right, what's wrong with
which the church in the first century forbade that. You didn't go unpunished for practicing that. But the question is, what exactly did they mean by pharmakia?
Okay.
If they meant, if it meant what we think today, then I don't have an argument because everybody knows what the pharmacy is. But the difference is these are manufactured drugs. Some people didn't have that kind of technology back there. That is plainly not what they meant, though. Neil ain't said nothing wrong. He ain't said nothing wrong.
Bro. Hey Don,
he ain't said nothing wrong. But it's the same word.
Give you the origins of the term.
Yeah, listen, Don.
Give you the origin of the term.
Wait. I didn't explain it like today. Let me explain it like this. Before you had the bread company, whatever bread you like, Wonder Bread, Popular Bread, whatever, Bunny Bread, Wholesome Bread. Before you had your bread company, there was a bakery. And back in biblical times, there was a bakery. There wasn't no Wholesome. They had a bakery that made regular bread. You go there, order 3 loaves, and they go make that shit for you and have it there in like a couple hours or something. But now you got Walmart where you can go in there and get a whole 18 crates of bread if you want to, however much bread you want, because we got factories to make this shit now. And that's the same thing that went on with the pharmaceuticals. Back in the day, you would have went to a fucking witch, a warlock, a shaman, a bruja, or whatever the fuck to get healed. And now you go to a physician. That's what I'm saying.
Urgent care.
They just evolved the same practice into something different.
See, Don, you need to come home more often because it's sharp over here, brother.
JJ got to keep the fire burning, don't it?
Well, what? That's my job, man. I'm jumping on Don's side because he feel like he's going to beat me.
I don't feel like I'm getting beat up. Y'all know better than that. You know better than that. All this relates to divination. When you go into your Hebrew text, you'll find the word kashaf, and you'll find this term kashaf in your Hebrew. They translate it to the same English word, sorcery. Sorcery or sorcerer, all that is dealing with divination. When you go into divination, you're talking about distributing one's lot, fortune, or destiny. In fact, that's what the word demon means. It means to distribute fortunes or to distribute lots or destinies. Mr. Strong's will tell you that. And he'll also tell you that it is a god and a goddess. When the Old Testament uses the word, Deuteronomy 18 at verse 10, when it says, there shall not be found among you one that maketh his son or daughter to pass through the fire. That was your Baal worship, your Moloch worship, or he that uses divination. There's your word kashaf right there in the Hebrew, or an observer of times, or an enchanter or a witch. But this is all one and the same. A woman, male, it was all the same. There was no distinction with witch. That came later. Not like the Salem witch trials, but a witch was a person who could divine. But it was the art that they used to divine with what God is talking about. And the whole mere fact that this could not be about drugs, it just makes more sense to me. This whole thing goes into the necromancers, the false prophets, idol worship, and it all comes from some art of gastromancy. In other words, that is to say, ventriloquism.
Gas in the bowels.
That's right. Gastromancy. What they would do is, the witch, like the witch of Endor, what they would do is they'd speak into a goat's stomach. They change their voice, pitch it into the goat stomach. Okay, that's gastro. There's your word gastro right there. That's the stomach. They took a goat's stomach, made it into a water skin bottle. If you look in your Hebrew, you'll find water skin. And what they do is peep and they mutter. This goes into peeping and muttering. And when they would change their voice, they pretended to be some relative that had died. And when the people wanted to know the future, that's what they would do. They'd go to the witch. And the witch would perform this art of ventriloquism, pretending to be inhabited by somebody's dead relative. Saul went to the witch. She said, bring me up Samuel. Samuel was supposed to possess, they should demon possess her. That's the fallen angel stuff. Her, possess her. And then he would talk through her as she being a medium. That's what a medium is. It's all the stuff the same, man.
She go blow in the goddamn goat stomach.
She would throw her voice, and they would throw their voice into the stomach. It's called ventriloquism. But the Greeks translated that word to gastromancy.
Like in front of him, because he was saying it right there. Did she go and throw her voice into a goat's stomach to make this happen?
She didn't make it happen, but that's what they were practicing. That was the magical, quote unquote, art.
I'm really confused.
I know.
Disagreeable. I don't know what you're saying. What did you do right there? Because you just gave us a story about projecting your voice in the stomach of a goat made into a water milk jug, some shit.
Yeah, a goat stomach.
Did she do that?
It was a goat stomach. It was a practice. It was an art. That's why God told him to don't do that. That's peeping and muttering. And I can tell you that the peeping and the muttering was about people wanted to know the future. What was going to happen tomorrow? What was going to happen the next year? What was going to happen with so-and-so? And they would go consult with a familiar spirit. If you look at that word, it's ov in the Hebrew. You can check that. Ov. That's what it's about. They would practice deceiving people.
Yeah, I mean, I get that in the Hebrew, but we ain't talking about the Hebrew. We're talking about what the word for.
Well, that's what the Greeks translated from the Hebrew.
That ain't even my main idea, but I was talking about what the Greek word for witchcraft was. And according to the Bible and Strong's, the Greek word for witchcraft was pharmakia, which is the root word of pharmaceuticals. That's what I'm talking about. I want to stick there. I don't want to go to the Hebrew. I want to go to the Greek word that meant witchcraft. Now
that's where the Hebrews. But this is what I was going to tell you though, Neil.
I got a subscription to Chat GPT, so we can look this shit up and see.
You can look it up, but I already done looked it up already. AI ain't got nothing else to give me because I studied the language and the history. Okay. The Hebrews translated to the Greek. So whatever you see it in Greek is still following Hebrew thought. It's just in the Greek language. They did that in 250 BCE. Whatever it was, kashaf in the Hebrew, they translated to something else in the Septuagint. And so every word follows from the Greek that's translated into English in the actual Greek text that you're talking about. When they said pharmakia in the Greek, it's mirroring what the Hebrews meant. It's just in another language.
And that's what I wanted to tell you when you came up in here. I was like, wait, what are you saying when you talk about Hebrew? Hebrew, when that would you.
I'm not gonna change the words. I just understand that the Hebrews are writing this. What they meant in the Hebrew, they mean it in the Greek too, even though it's a different word. Even though they may even translate that word different across the Bible, but it don't matter. It's the Hebrews talking. What did they mean? Once you find out what they meant historically, what they meant, then you understand the language. They didn't mean Rite Aid, Walgreens, and Walmart. They couldn't have meant that. Dr. MD and Robitussin. Of course, they didn't mean that. They had a belief about that. Like I say, they would take a man, store him in the cave, like we store medicine in the medicine cabinet. And when the earthquake come, or when the kraken was rising, when the sea was angry, they would sacrifice somebody to the gods. They thought the earth was living. They called it Mother Earth. In fact, Gaia, y'all remember Captain Planet, right? Well, that's what the word is in the Greek. It's gay, it's GE, gamma epsilon. And they say Gaia. They give the earth a feminine anthropomorphic quality, even though it ain't alive at all.
Changed the result. They gave one result, then it changed it up.
Yeah. You got it. Yeah. That's all they did.
Like it literally said something else, and I watched it flip before I was able to read it. I'm not saying this is wrong, but it like.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear what you were listening to.
Said, what is? I got it on the screen, don't I? Can't y'all see this?
Oh, my bad. I wasn't even looking at the screen.
It says, what is the connection between witchcraft and pharmakia in the Bible? How does it relate to pharmaceuticals? I spelled pharmaceuticals wrong, I know, but that was close enough to what I was saying. There is a linguistic and historical connection, but it does not mean that the Bible equates ordinary medicine or modern pharmaceuticals to witchcraft. The key word is pharmakia in Galatians 5:20. The KJV translates it as witchcraft, while many modern translations use sorcery. It also occurs in Revelation, especially 18:23, where Babylon deceives the nations through her pharmakia. Related forms occur in Revelations 9:21, 21:8, and 22:15. So it's three places they consider this witchcraft.
Right.
The ancient Greek world, these ideas overlap much more than they do today. The family of words included pharmacon, a drug, medicine, poison, potion, or something, sometimes magical charm. Pharmakia, administering drugs, potion, poisoning, or practicing magical arts. Pharmakuas, a person. Come on, man.
Those are morphemes.
It's saying the same thing. They're saying it could mean both. This is the drug itself. This is the art of doing the drugs, the science, and magic. And this is the doctor, the witch, the warlock.
Or the person. The Greek is good, Neo. You've been practicing, I see.
This is ChatGPT, nigga. I don't know.
That's what's up, my man. That's what's up, bro. My nigga. I ain't by myself with the Greek no more. Thank God.
I don't know.
All right. Yeah.
I don't know how to read.
Everybody else jealous in the chat.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know Greek.
Bring it out, Neo. What you got? What else you got?
Oh, man.
Let's see what you got.
Let's see. Ancient sorcery frequently involved potions, herbs, poison, intoxicants, love potions, hallucinogenic substances, and ritual preparations. So pharmakia developed a strong association with magic and sorcery. Thayer's lexicon gives the range as administering drugs, poisoning, and sorcery magical arts, especially in connection with idolatry.
I told you.
They
would throw them people off in the volcano.
This is why Paul can write idolatry, witchcraft, Galatians 5:20. The Greek behind witchcraft is pharmakia. So where do pharmacy and pharmaceutical come from? They really do come from this same Greek word family. That's it. I win.
You win, Neil.
I'm through.
It's the same word. It's the same word. But you know, my whole thing is, folk, behind the words of the Greek. You know, you go behind the English, but you go behind the Greek. And after you go behind the Greek, go behind the Hebrew. If you're trying
You
to
can take
get to something,
your form
you
and keep
know.
it if you want.
My study of it just go a lot deeper, Neil, than just the language itself. I just once you go into the
It goes
cultural
so deep and
context,
you
it
make
get
it say
deep.
something it don't say, and you know, prediction.
Well, you got to study across the board. You got to study sorcery,
It's like
pharmakia,
gas in the
witchcraft,
bowels.
necromancy. You
It's
got to
like
study all them forms.
gas in the stomach, in the bowels.
Yeah, myth in the stomach. Myth,
Oh,
muthos.
I thought you were saying mist, like
Oh,
gas
no. It's a myth in the stomach. That's what the Hebrew translators, you can find that word in the Septuagint. All you got to do is cross
I'm gonna
reference.
go with this one.
Yeah. It's the same Greek word. Like you said, there's the use of it, there's the noun, and there's the person. So the person that administers the art or practices the art of divination. And then you've got the whatever you call a drug. I just use one example with the woman, with the Kraken. But they would throw people in volcanoes too. We done seen that coming up as children. You don't see them in the movies no more about nobody sacrificing to the volcano god. But if you over 40, you know you should remember that. They showed it in the cartoons a lot.
No, they probably still doing it. They probably just doing it in a different way.
Yeah, they are doing it in different
They
drugs.
want to make people into a snack wrap.
Yeah.
Wrap into the volcano.
Yeah. Well, they're already doing it. I don't want to bring down what you was doing, but I just think that when you look at them videos on YouTube, them people stay on the surface with it. They surface dwellers. You know, they surface dwellers. I wouldn't trust that. I'm too old for that. I don't want nobody telling me about no Santa Claus no more. I'm done with that. Ain't no
I don't
reindeer.
know what you're talking about.
I'm done with them reindeers, bro. I'm done with that. You gotta tell me something that's factual. I don't really want to hear it, you know. You gotta study past that stuff on YouTube. Everybody's trying to make $1 on YouTube. I'm just gonna be honest with you.
Bro, I never studied that.
You know.
I
ain't saying you. I ain't saying you. I'm just
I
generally
know, I'm just
speaking.
saying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying I never studied that. I heard it from you. This is what I was shown. That's what made sense to me. That's the connection I made. And then when I finally looked it up on it, it was already told me. You're telling me that not only was my inspiration that told me this was the truth, which I call God, not only was my God wrong, but the dictionary and everything else is wrong too. And I just can't rock with that.
I don't think modern dictionaries can really help a lot when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think it. I mean, it to me is like starting off with a tricycle. You know, that's what it's like. You know, I ain't saying it's wrong, but it's not really a matter of right or wrong. It's just the language. The language has a limit. English is such a bastardized language. It has a limit.
There is a right and wrong. When you go to a witch and make a potion, that's obviously witchcraft. What they're doing, they're taking plants, herbs, maybe stuff from animals, and they're putting it in a fucking potion instead of making a pill. What is the fucking difference?
Nothing really, but ain't nothing magical about it. Is all I'm saying. Ain't nothing magical about none of that. There ain't no such thing as magic.
They take
unless, of course, you believe that stuff. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you can believe it.
Some of your pain medicine, they taking 3 pricks of a skunk's ass to put in this medicine. It would not work without the 3 pricks of a skunk ass. Come on,
you wild. You wild, bro.
They're just not telling you that.
They taking some monkey blood, dripping it off in the pill. Yeah.
That's what they doing.
I can believe it. That's what they doing to the Doritos. That's what they say. I don't know.
They praying to that God over pharmaceuticals. Who you said it was? Or who they said it was? It was the J guy, the Roman J guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's real if you believe it. That's what my teacher told me.
Yeah.
The voodoo and all that old stuff. Second
What
line, all
teacher
that old
you
shit.
talking about?
They say it is
What teacher
like
told you that?
oh, my teacher, he done passed already, God rest the dead, but
Teacher
I asked him
what?
about that years ago. My Bible teacher, my first one, you know. Ronnie Armand. He taught me, you know. And I asked him about sorcery. He just told me like it's real if you believe it.
He lied.
But I was always skeptical about a lot of things. Good luck, bad luck. I was always skeptical about a lot of things. I'm
Yeah,
a
I
big
don't know
time
why he lied
skeptic.
to you like that.
I don't think he knew. Now that I realize it after studying it, he didn't know. He believed in demons too. We got into a big knockdown drag out about that. I just told him. But I just told him like this. I studied it. So when me and him had a big clash out about it, you know, he said, well, I teach this. I said, well, maybe that's what it was. You ain't never taught me that. You never taught me demonology. I had to study that elsewhere. But once I learned it, I thought I'd share it with him, but he got irate with me. So I was just like, you know what? You know, it is what it is. It's real if you believe it. That's what he told me before. So I see now, but I don't think he studied it. That's a subject you have to study to know. You can't read Egyptian hieroglyph and think you know what it means. It's the same difference, you know. That's all I say. You just gotta study it, you know.
All right, hey,
I don't even
Don.
argue with people about it no more. What's up?
I got Indigenous. He wanted to talk to you for a second or two, if you don't mind. He said you're kind of running from him a little bit. Now I don't know what's going on.
Oh my God, JJ, you keep the
what?
smoke up, don't you?
Let me
This
do my
the
job.
Lions Den.
What the hell? I let you do your job. I ain't saying nothing about it. You've been wrong in the two left shoes. I ain't
This is the Lions Den, folks. Anybody can get it. What's up, Indigenous,
right.
bro?
That's what you said. Okay, then just go ahead and ask me a question. What you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was just wondering why we have this long dissertation when Neo showed it what the word meant. He gave you the word. He showed the definition, and you up here talking about something different. I forget what you just said, but I'm just wondering where we going with this because he proved you wrong. Now, you will admit that he proved you wrong, or are we just gonna sit here and keep on listening to this rant?
If I told Neo I was wrong, that'd be inviting you to get on my grass. So therefore, I'm gonna say no, he's right, and you can go on bring yourself on my grass. What you want to talk about, bro?
All right.
That's it.
Come on, step on the lawn if you want to. Step on there if you want to.
I just wanted you to say that Neil was right, and all this extracurricular talking that you're doing is just.
But that's what I do. But that's what I do, bro. That's what I do everywhere I go. I've been like this for years. I'm outspoken. I'm outgoing. I'm a man of my word. I'm stand up. I'm 6'2.5", 175 pounds. I don't stop when I go. I keep it pushing, bro. And if anybody want to step up and challenge me, you already know where the square circle is. This the Lions Den. What's popping? What's up? What's up? What's happening? Well, debate me then. Debate me then.
Try to show this free video. Can I try to show this free
Yeah.
video?
I saw that on the thing. I want to see what they say.
Giants did exist. Here's the proof.
Creep on in, on in, on
Dinosaurs are fake. They told me growing up that dinosaurs existed and then they became extinct. They never talked about the first person to discover them. The person who discovered those giant bones, his name was Robert Plot. But what he saw wasn't a giant reptile. To him, he said it looked like a giant human. They tell us dinosaurs went extinct 65 million years ago. after living 150 million years on the Earth. And a devastating asteroid hit planet Earth, causing volcanic eruptions and lava to spread across the floor and the face of the universe, which forced climate control. So we have the technology to cover 200 million years of a species' existence, but don't have the technology to figure out who put the pyramids here a couple thousand years ago. I never knew lava can leave back bones perfectly when it burns at 2200 degrees. But the incinerator we use at funeral homes turns bones into ashes, and yet it burns at a less degree than lava. And they also tell us we roughly discovered 1,000 different species. How did that many bones get left behind? Here's where all the confusion starts to make sense, because God mentions there being giants right before the flood. In the book of Enoch, God mentions how big these giants were. So that makes total sense, because the first person to discover dinosaurs thought they were giant humans. They actually were. You just got to think. If somebody drowns, their body will be left behind. If they burn, how's their bones left behind perfectly to be carved into something? I did some more digging. They didn't see the dinosaur until 200 years after discovering it. Dinosaurs that you see in museums aren't really bones at all. They're made through fossilization. Fossilization is the remains or impression of a prehistoric organism. See, the truth is, we're giants. God knows we're giant humans, and our world does too. But the devil doesn't want you to know.
What if I told you dinosaurs might have never existed at all? Yeah, I know, it sounds crazy, but stay with me. The word dinosaur wasn't even created until 1842. And guess what? That's also around the same time the first dinosaur bones just happened to be discovered. Before that, nothing. No talk of giant lizards, no museum bones, no ancient records calling them by name. And here's the part that gets real weird. We've never found a full dinosaur skeleton, ever. Just random bones, scattered, broken, and dug up by people who get paid to find them. Then, museums take those pieces and build giant skeletons based on guesses. They even use both to fill in the gap. So, a long, random universe. And what about all those ancient stories of dragons, giant creatures with dinosaurs? You didn't see the fossils, museums, proof that the program. Maybe it's real. Her story. What told you dinosaurs?
Didn't you find it strange that civilizations the world over all had the same legends and lore, all describing the same creatures, all describing the same giants, despite having no communication with one another? Or strange, the Chinese zodiac calendar, using all real animals except one. I truly believe dragons were real, but don't take...
What made the dinosaurs go extinct? Do you realize they're asking the wrong question? The question is not what made them go extinct. The question is, did they go extinct? Now, they didn't call them dinosaur, though. They called them dragon. See, the word dinosaur wasn't made up till 1841. So for most of human history, these creatures are called dragons. Did you know dinosaurs not even in the dictionary in 1891? For most of human history, they were known as dragons. Now, dragons are mentioned in the Bible 34 times. People say, why aren't dinosaurs in the Bible? Last night, I'm talking to this lady at the counter at the hotel. She said, well, dinosaurs aren't in the Bible. I said, that's correct. That word wasn't made up till 1841. And if you got the right Bible, that was translated 1611. So, of course, you're not going to find that word in there. Duh. But they called them dragons. Dragons are listed in the dictionary in 1946 as now rare. As the population of people began to grow after the flood, the population of dragons began to go down because nobody wants to live next door to a dragon. Same thing happened in Cobb County, Georgia, where Atlanta.
What you say, Neil?
Oh, I was saying that was 1946. He said the definition for dragon said now rare. As if they existed at one time, but now they're rare. Not that they don't exist anymore, they're just rare.
What's rare, dragons or dinosaurs?
That's what he just said. That's Ken Hovind.
Okay, dragons. Okay.
He said that the definition for dragon in the dictionary of 1946, I don't think he was saying that's all it said, but he said now rare was in there. Now rare. Not that it never existed, not that it was mythology, and it's now very rare, but it used to exist. That's what he said. And that's what I was telling him on the other call, that the word dragon just meant whatever you call a dinosaur or a reptile, or, whatever. It evolved over time into something huge and all this other stuff. But in biblical terms, that word that they used that represented dragon, it was talking about all reptiles. It didn't say like all of them was huge, or all of them flew, or all of them breathed fire and all that type of stuff. It was the same word, Sometimes it's translated as dragon, sometimes it's translated as serpent.
All right, let's keep it going.
Go ahead.
Is today. Do you realize how many grizzly bears there are roaming around the woods right now near Atlanta, Georgia? Zero. You know what would happen by 6 o'clock in the morning? Grow after the flood, the population of dragons began to go down. Nobody wants to live next door to a dragon today. Do you realize how many grizzly bears there are roaming around the woods right now near Atlanta, Georgia? Zero. You know how many there were just 300 years ago? Hundreds. What happened to the grizzly bears in Cobb County, Georgia? Well, as people move in and civilize an area, the big ferocious animals are killed off or driven off. Happens everywhere. Came on the evening news, 5 grizzly bears roaming around Cobb County. Because every redneck in 4 states would be out there with a rifle trying to shoot one. Right? And whoever could shoot the biggest one would be a hero. They'd have his picture on the front page. Hey, Bubba shot the grizzly bear and saved the village. Yeah, he did. Well, that's exactly what happened to the dragons. Man, if you could figure out a way to kill a dragon, they'd be telling stories about you around the campfire from now on. People kill dragons for meat because they were a menace, to prove you're a hero, to prove you're superior, competition for land, or for medicinal purposes. Many ancient recipes call for dragon blood, dragon bones, dragon saliva. Why? Gilgamesh is famous for slaying a dragon. Chinese legend tells about a guy named Yu that surveyed the land of China. It says after the flood, he surveyed the land and divided it into sections. He built channels to drain the water off to the sea and make the land livable again. Many snakes and dragons were driven from the marshlands.
Dang.
Dragon blood, dragon bones, dragon saliva. Why? Gilgamesh is famous for slaying a dragon. A Chinese legend tells about a guy named Yu surveyed the land and divided it into sections. He built channels to drain the water off to the sea and make the land livable again. Many snakes and dragons were driven. I mean, it was expected. You got to drive the dragons off. Okay? Why would the Chinese calendar have 11 real animals? You know, the pig, the be that at the time they come up with these 12 symbols, there were 12 real animals? Here's one of the oldest pieces of pottery on planet Earth. It's a piece of slate from Egypt, first dynasty of United Egypt. It shows long-necked dragons. We make replicas. Why would they put long-necked dinosaurs on pottery 3,800 years deep in between their mouths? The Bible talks about a fiery flying serpent in Isaiah 14. Wait a minute, a fiery flying serpent? Well, if you read the story of Heroes concerning the winged serpents. On my arrival, I saw the backbones and ribs of serpents in such numbers as it's impossible to describe. The winged serpent is shaped like the water snake. Its wings
Get up in the morning, so I'm gonna drop off, but I'm gonna check out. I'm gonna be watching. Stop all asleep. Peace to the panel.
All right, Neo, be easy, bro.
All right. Well, like I said, we've been on for 2 hours and 25 minutes, 30 minutes. Hey, Pro Izzo One, tomorrow we got a great show lined up. It's Apostle versus Apostle.
Really?
Apostle Jaquan versus the champion of the Lions Den. You know what I'm saying?
You talking about
Carlos.
Apostle Carlos going up in another one?
Well, it's not a debate tomorrow, but it could lead to one. Basically, they really want to just have a discussion. They have a discussion. We open up the panel again, but it's salvation only for Israel. Pro Israel One. What you got to say about that?
That's gonna be a humdinger right there.
Yeah,
that's gonna be a humdinger.
Hey, as a matter of fact, that's champion versus champion because Elder Apostle is the Lions Den discussion champion. He told me, he said, I don't debate, I discuss. So I came up with a genre for the discussion type of fellas. And once he won that belt, he won on like a 6 debate tear within two months. Kicking it.
No.
Oh yeah, Apostle ain't no joke. You might see he don't get to talk much over there on them other channels, but see over here everybody gets to see, that's how it goes.
Yeah. I didn't know he had that in him. All right.
Yeah, don't take it. Okay. Now, business. What you think? So I'm asking you, what do you think about that topic, Pro Izzo? Is I think it's only for Israelites?
I don't think it's only for Israelites. I don't know why anybody would teach that, but I don't believe salvation is only for Israelites. That don't make no sense to me. That probably will never make sense to me, No, salvation belongs to everybody that God wants to save. I talked about that in my debate about unconditional election. God saves who he want to save. There ain't no such thing as salvation only for Israelites. That's ridiculous. That's completely absurd. by all
Is
stretch
that
of the
Judaism?
imagination.
Hey, Prozo, is that Judaism? Maybe why they say that?
No, that ain't
And
Judaism. Judaism don't teach that. That's some new silliness going on. That ain't no Judaism. Judaism is, they believe salvation is for anybody who wants to believe in Yahweh, you know?
Judaism? What think about
Yep.
that? And then
Judaism. Is he still talking? Oh, well, Judaism is it stems off of rabbinic Judaism, which started around the fall of Jerusalem in 70 AD. When that happened, these people took off and went to a land. I forget the name of the land. I can get it for you though. But they took off and went to a land, and they started their rabbinic Judaism. Right? The Pauline people. He split from the Pauline doctrine. Okay, and these are the same Pharisees and people like that who got Jesus killed. Okay, they deny Christ. So rabbinic Judaism stems off of the Pauline doctrine right around 70 AD. And then later on, it branches into Judaism and Islam. So these are modern too. All right, 70 AD, like I said, that's the split for the rabbinic Jews. And then they started calling themselves rabbis and things that they're not supposed to call themselves according to the Bible. Jesus is the only rabbi. But they're all rabbis out here and giving the babies AIDS, sucking the foreskins off with their mouth. Huh? Saying, and in the Talmud, which they go by, saying that Jesus is boiling in hot excrement, meaning poop, in hell.
Yeah.
Saying that we're the goyim and that we ain't, worth two did fly smash, but if you follow the Noahide laws, then you can be a good goyim. Yeah.
What's the no heat?
What's the no? I'm telling you, like I said,
what's
man.
the no heat,
They
y'all?
don't want this smoke, Joe.
What's the no? What kind of laws is that, man? What they got going? I know they talk about they say Mary was a prostitute or something like that. But what's these no heat laws? I ain't never heard that. Go ahead, teach.
The Noahide laws.
Yeah,
no. It's just the laws that the goyim is supposed to keep to get into heaven.
Oh, that's us. That's supposed to be us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we the goyims. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not worthy.
Look, they can overcharge us and everything and do all kinds of stuff. And they look good.
Yeah, because we're not them.
Yeah.
And neither is the Hebrew Israelites. Because Israelite is a nationality, so the only thing you're doing is taking somebody else's stuff because you're not an Israelite.
Wait a minute.
You're an American, son. That's your nationality. So you pretending. And I tell them just like this, just like I did a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years on Sinetta. I said, be a Hebrew. Forget the Israelite part. Forget Judah too, because that is a land. So that's a nationality. The Judites. Those people live there.
Right.
Not you. All right? So just be Hebrew like your father Abraham was and have the faith that he did and follow like he did. Just be that. Just be that. Don't add the nationality and all that, because then you're aligning yourself with these weak demons who are over there right now trying to make Israel an all-white bastion, and then the black so-called Hebrews or what if they call themselves Jews or whatever, when they come, they ask them to be sterilized. So you're trying to create an all-white bastion. Hold on. You're trying to create an all-white bastion, and then you're asking the people that come over there that are colored to be sterilized.
Bro, listen. Oh, you can't just say that and then just walk past it. Break some of that down, bro. Come on. Now, they ask them to be sterilized. Now, what kind of project is that? That ain't in the Bible to come over to be in Israel to get...
That's what I was getting to.
Yeah,
let me finish. Just let me finish my point.
Go ahead.
That's exactly what Hitler did to them.
Right.
Okay. Now, boom, there it is. Hitler did the same stuff to them that they doing to the people over there right now. What they trying to do to anybody who comes in who's not what they want them to be, because they're trying to create an all-white nation, just like Hitler. And then they're asking, asking the colored Jews who call themselves Jews or Hebrews or whatever, to say they come from the land, when they come to be sterilized and they can't marry.
What?
Yeah.
What about the ones in Demona? Now that's they went there. They didn't have to do that. Speak on that.
The ones in Demona did what?
They went over there, but they got their own separate community. So it's
different. Yeah, but they ain't talking about the whole of Israel and what they doing. They over there fronting and pump faking. That's what they doing, because if they was going to tell the truth, they would tell you. And I can show. I've already showed the videos and presentations on here. You know, it was a couple years ago where I was showing how they was over there. You know, fighting and arguing and talking about the Palestinian people like a dog.
Yeah.
You know, talking about you talk and they're, like I said, they're the ones who's. Okay, let's take Israel was a dime when they first went over there. What, like 1948? It was the size of a dime. Today it's the size of a silver dollar. Why? Because they spread out and colonized and took the original people's land who was living there before they came in 1948. That's why. And they still doing the same thing right now in Palestine. They're expanding their lands further out. They want to control the whole Middle East.
So what about the Afro-Palestinians? They took their land?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're just kicking them out. Right. They're just walking up into their house saying, "This is our land. This is a God chosen. We own this. This is ours."
But how is it? But remember,
and they kick them out.
But hold up, that was formed in 1946 or 48. But they thought about going to Uganda. Did you ever hear about that?
Yeah. And then what was it, Ethiopia too?
Right. So what are we doing?
They didn't want them. They didn't allow it.
So that's not. So,
they didn't allow it. They
okay,
probably told them no. So they said, okay, well, we'll just go here to the so-called Holy Land. But they had, yeah, like you said, they was trying to do it other places first.
So whoa. Let's talk about that. So is that spot really the Holy Land? If people thought about
Jesus and all that, all those stories,
huh?
Jesus and Canaan, all these stories right there. You know, being in that land and from that land, all the different, you know, Jacob, Isaac, you know, all these different people, Joseph and his 11 brothers who sent him sent him into slavery, and then all of a sudden they're 12 tribes, and we're supposed to follow behind them. I might follow behind Joseph. I might follow behind that one tribe, but I ain't following behind them 11 other ones who's going to sell their brother into slavery to the Africans.
All right, let's take a quick commercial break right here, man. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, y'all see it on the screen. You got two powerful brothers, two apostles in the building. It's going to be like really, you know, going through the information on is salvation only for Israel. The champ, Apostle Carlos Lamar. He's on the other side of the argument saying it's for everybody. And, you know, the Lions Den discussion champion, you know, he ain't been home in a while to do a discussion. So this is going to be a very powerful discussion. The Lions Den discussion is champion versus champion, apostle versus apostle. We're going to break down these biblical scriptures. You know what I'm saying? This is more to come. You know, Lions Den, Wu-Tang Clan Debate League, collaboration with us. And this is what we do. We're showing you the model. We're showing you what we do versus some of the other people who's out here trying to claim that they could do something they've never done before and throw shade on it then. If you're going to do it, don't talk about it. Be about it. Well, it just means such and such. That's not fair. Hey, stay in your place then. And it ain't no love lost, bro, but you can't be, you know, overstepping your boundaries, bro. Everybody got a position they're supposed to play in this. But yeah, that's gonna be a powerful show tomorrow. That's gonna be a powerful. Is that the song, Cream, or you gonna say that for tomorrow? Okay, that's the promo right there. Yeah, go ahead and check it out.
Yeah. Tomorrow, 3 p.m. EST, history in the making. Elder apostles, Zaquan, the champ, Carlos, no faking. One question, one book, one holy scroll. Is salvation only for Israel? Let's save the soul. I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ said it plain, do you know what he meant? Well, salvation is of the Jews, John 4:22. But doesn't mean for only through you too. 12 tribes, 12 gates, 12 foundations strong. No other nation written have we been wrong. Covenant with Abraham, Isaac, Jacob's seed, not with the other nations. That's what we read. But wait, hold up. What about John 3:16? For God so loved the world that whosoever believes in should not perish but have everlasting life. Does world mean Israel only, or in the strife? Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Mark 16:15, does that include every feature? Every nation, tribe, and tongue before the throne. Revelation 7:9, they ain't all Israel alone. Acts 10, Cornelius, a Roman with a prayer. Peter sent to his house. God's got no respect to persons there. Isaiah 49:6, a light to the Gentiles you shall be, to bring salvation to the ends of the earth for all to see. Ephesians 2, ye who were afar off are made nigh by the blood of Christ, no longer Gentile you rise. Grafted in Romans 11, wild olive branch, natural branches broken, new ones get a chance. Is it only for Jacob or whosoever will? Let him take the water of life, freely drink it fill. From Genesis to Revelation, the debate burns hotter. Tomorrow at 3, bring your Bible, bring your water. Elders Aquine, bringing thunder, precepts on fire. The champ Carlos swinging back, taking you higher. Truth versus tradition, let's rightly divide. No feelings, just scripture, let the word decide. It's salvation only for Israel, come see. 3 p.m. EST, live on YouTube, free. Bring your King James, bring your Apocrypha, bring your Strongs, we gon' sort it proper. This ain't church as usual, this a showdown. Lion of Judah roaring with the crown. Star of David shining, lion's mane. Who's got the truth? Who's got the claim? We ain't fighting flesh, we fighting lies with the sword of the spirit. Truth never dies, so set your alarm, share the link, tell a friend. Tomorrow we battle from start to end. It's salvation only for Israel. Tomorrow we know. Live at 3, let the knowledge flow.
Unmute your mic.
Hey, did I have some bars going, didn't I? Yeah. Damn, boy, they should have recorded that one. But anyway, great song, Karima. You know, and I noticed in the song, Karima, you was going on. You know, you was both sides of the argument. You see what I'm saying? These songs that we be coming up with, it tie into the show. And if you listen, it's not just no mumbo jumbo, that dang Young Thug rap or whatever that. It's actually informative. Pay attention. Try to teach you that Haru during the debate, before the debate. But hey, it is what it is. So hey, we're gonna get ready to wrap it up. Great show. We got, like I say, we trying to set up this 4-on-4 debate. The OSPI then came back out like some cockroaches. And it's the worst doctor I've seen on the planet. Pros, I wonder, do you know anything about the OSPI before we get up out of here? What are your thoughts on these characters? Or you don't even pay any attention?
I mean, I did a little research on it. I mean, it's fascinating work. That's definitely what it is. I almost think you just have to, I don't know. I guess you gotta like shrooms a lot. I don't know. You gotta like shrooms a lot, you know.
All right, you had me scared there for a minute. Hey, you hear me? I hear me mumbling in the back. You was about to get it, man.
I can hear them claws coming out now.
Yeah, lion claws.
Them lion claws.
Right. So yeah, man, it's like it's the worst doctor I've seen in the community in a long time. I may not agree with everything with the Muslims, medics, and all that. Christians, Hebrews. I mean, you can eat the meat and spit out the bone, and with them four right there. But there's nothing that you can eat and spit out the bones over there in the Book of Waspi because it's
All
already
right,
been.
it's all bones. It's all bones. Every bit of it.
That's it. There's nothing. And then they're going in front of the people, ladies and gentlemen, Selah Shalom, and they've been saying the same thing. Yeah, God's a demon. And did I fall off? And yeah, you got male prostitutes in front of the gate, and child sacrifice.
They're all over the place.
All of this, but before you play the song,
they're all over the place.
All over the place. The science in there, the contradictions, and then like I said, I want y'all to address this. Y'all say that Yahweh or Yahuwah, the God of the Bible, is bloodthirsty. Hey, Don, mute your mic for a second, because I know you're doing the wall. I just like you're doing some.
Let me mute up.
You know, yep. You see, only a construction person would understand that sound.
He's chopping up his chitlins.
Oh, yeah, could be that dude. I wouldn't know. Does that have sound indigenous? Do you know chopping up chitlins? I'm in the middle of the show, man. That's my hard part. Okay, just hang up for a second. I'm just trying to go. All right, hold up. All right. Hey, what's up? Hold up before you play the video. What's up, brother? We live right now, man.
Oh yeah, I want to try to go live, man. Talk about something real quick.
What time is it? And you want to do a late show? Can you just come on and add to the show right now? Or you want our own personal show?
Man. Need to be isolated.
Okay, so can we? I don't know. It's up to Karima if she want to do another show after this. We can end this one and keep it going.
I ain't trying to be long. Maybe like an hour.
Yeah, we can do. Karima, you all right with that? We start another one after this. That's up to Karima because.
Yeah.
Okay, baby, we'll start another one. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, family, so we're finna end this one right now. But you need to listen to the song that she made for us. And this is about the Waspi, and it's the information that we talked about. You hear me yesterday about their gods? They look, 4 of their gods permitted temple male prostitution. And each of these guys reigned for 3,000 years. So why is Jehovah letting this go by?
Hold up, what are y'all talking about? Hold up.
This is an open panel discussion right now. It's an open panel discussion. So you just, I can't catch you up right now. We're already 3.5 hours, 3 hours in. We'll start your show here in a minute.
Yeah, plagiarism documented from the jump. Let's address the foundation before we get into any other cosmic claims of the continents that sank. You left it from an eclipses. Godfrey Higgins 2-volume brick and called it automatic. Writing from angels, but the fingerprints are all over the manuscript. If you know where to look, word for word lips, conceptual theft, whole cosmological frameworks jacked and renamed with a new coat of paint. That's fabrication documented, not revelation descended. And when we pull up the scientific refutation, your racist classification falls flat on its face too. Apologies, I'm teaching that the races got seated separate, different gardens, different timelines, different worth. But anthropology rejection came swift once. String of genetics hit the scene and the mitochondrial maps got drawn. Evolutionary connection runs through every human alive. One family tree, not the orchard you described. So the bedrock is cracked before we even get to vortex. You claimed a revelation confrontation with science, but Newtonian mechanics are still reigning, maintaining, explaining orbits without your etheric vortices. Gravity's constraining just fine without the inconsistency raining down from your chapters. The math ain't complaining, the planets ain't straining. So if the source is copied and the science is busted, what exactly are we validating? The deposition is missing from your court case. The witnesses got impeached. The timeline is glitching, and that's just the start. We haven't touched the dirt, the dates, or the dead prophecies yet. Pan continent sinking is the centerpiece of your geological contradiction. So let's park there and dig 24 millennia. You claim since the whole landmass went under, swallowed by the Pacific civilization, washed away. But the position recognition says sediment tells the truth. The time we drill cores, we read layers, we date the condition of every inch of ocean floor. And guess what's missing? Your entire civilization. No sediment deposition from a drowned continent in that window. No catastrophic layer, no global tsunami signature. The Pacific plates got scars, sure, but not from pan subsiding fiction. The condition dismissing your claim is written in mud and rock the world over. And while we're on archaeology denying, let's talk 48 separate writings you say existed pre-flood. 48 distinct scripts, civilized nations, record-keeping people. But Sumerian cuneiform is still the oldest we verified. And your chronology's defying every dig site from Ur to Keble. Sumerian time and anchors the record. If your people were writing before them, where's the pottery, the tools, the cities, the graves? Civilization lying. If there's no civilization dying, no ruins, no remnants, no radiocarbon, you can't claim timing without the artifact. You can't claim denying without the evidence. So Pan's not just geologically impossible, it's archaeologically absent. There's two strikes. Earth and history both say no. Vortexia explaining was supposed to replace gravity. New physics from the heavens, but inconsistencies reigning. The second you do the math, you drew up constraining forces in etheric whirlpools to move the planets. But Newtonian maintaining still runs the rockets we launch and the satellites we park. Mechanics remaining because revelation complaining doesn't change the equations. We test it, we rain it, we land on comets with it. Your revelation confrontation with physics ended before it started, because you never brought numbers, only adjectives. And while we're on broken science, let's walk through polygenism, preaching again, because anthropology teaching didn't stop in 1881. String of genetics out of Africa, Y chromosome out of mitochondrial Eve. The data's impeaching your bleaching theory of separate creations, connection proceeding through DNA, migration maps and fossil chains. Polygyny rejection is an opinion, it's protection against bad data. So when your text says races were seeded by different angels, evolutionary breeding and genetics leading say otherwise. One species, one ovary, it's fabrication pitching. And if your anthropology's wrong, your theology built on it starts glitching. Yaksha phantom switching is where the story gets mythic. So let's treat it like history and watch it collapse. You've been rich in the past with spirit races, phantom people's wars, and the ether that left no bones, historical kitchen. Because fabrication pitching doesn't leave stratigraphy. Eye and blood mixing comes next with eugenical fixing. The idea that salvation is a fixing through bloodlines, that certain mixes carry divinity and others carry tricking. That's eugenics plan, that's hierarchy, not heaven. And when shalom prophecy failing, hit the timeline, bankruptcy detailing, follow community ailing, because the New Jerusalem you mapped in New Mexico